And hello, everyone, and welcome back to The Blades of Roses, a game of swashbuckling action, suspenseful intrigue, family issues, just so many family issues, all set in the world of 7th Sea. This is my wonderful table. I'm Dan McCurdy. I'm the storyteller this evening, and let's go around and let my players introduce themselves, starting with Marquis.
Hello, everyone. I am Marquis at Marquis1305, every place you're allowed to find me, and that's just the running joke at this point. I play Masara O'Toole, who is not allowed to stab this random person that is making the party mom upset and angry. I swear. Kristoff!
I am Sea Cow Explosion everywhere that I can be found. I stopped trying to figure out where we're not allowed to find Marquis. I've given up. I don't think it exists. I think it's a lie. But I will be playing Kristoff, the Bison Hexenwork, who is going to encourage Mez to just stab this person that is making the party mom upset. And the party mom is the other direction.
Hi, I'm Salty, saltiest unicorn on the TikToks, and that's the only place you're really gonna find me. And yeah, I'm party mom. I am pirate mommy.
And blushing already.
Smoke. And it's not that I don't want them to stab her. It's stab her yet. I want to know why first. That's all. Took.
I am an advocate for Mez stabbing her. But hi, I am Took, I guess. You can find me everywhere on the social medias and especially here on the Twitches. And I'm playing Juniper Gagnon, the thieving blood witch. Cass?
Hi everyone, I'm Nikki, aka Crafty Mirage, and I will be playing. You can find me on all social media platforms at Crafty Mirage. And I will be playing Lucrecia Casilda de Marquez, also known as Cass, the person who's just going to be observing right now because she's in a very tense situation and she honestly believes this is what happens when two parents fight, and it's very uncomfortable, and it's just like, why is mom stabbing other mom? And why is she wearing such a low-cut shirt that's making me question a few things? Nick.
I am Nick, at Nick Shadow. Also on any social media, you're allowed to find me. If you find me elsewhere, it's not going to be under that name, and good luck figuring out if it's me. And I am here to make Pirate Mommy sweat a little. And I'm playing her ex-lover / interested in renewing the flame, Delphine O'Brien.
Excellent. So, yes, this is yet another continuation of the villain episode that started last time around. Thank you, Nick, so much for being here and being a part of this wacky experiment. None of us have tried anything like this before, and so far, so good. But we'll see how it goes with the full episode. So, bringing everyone up to speed. The crown of good King Sandoval having been finally gotten out of the hands of the party that was very, very, very nervous about it, the party came into contact with the niece of Kristoff Helmut, Verhilda Helmut, a powerful, very competent warrior who was actually come looking for some help and some aid. It turns out another one of his nieces is starting a colony for Eiseners who have no home and an island that should be safe from most of the monsters. I don't know why Mez is yelling at me right now, but I'll just how many nibblings? There isn't an exact count. However many we want to mess with as things go on. The
Trying to figure out how many.
Mez is one of our note takers, and she always hates it when she doesn't have details. Anyway, so they needed help to get some supplies to get the colony through the winter, and wanting to catch up with her uncle and also wanting to avoid some local complications if they bought the goods locally. She traveled to Castille and San Juan, where first she met Cass in the fortress, got a little bit confused. It was funny, but then the record was set more or less straight. She then caught up with Kristoff. People a little nervous, and found Kristoff and told him what she was currently undergoing. And he, obviously being there with Smoke, said, "Hey, We have access to a ship. Smoke offered it. Money was spent to not only hire the ship, but also purchase the goods. And the group started traveling north. However, before they could leave, they discovered that the Crimson Sparrow, the ship that had been the home of Smoke for most of her life, its wreckage had been partially discovered far, far, far away from where the wreck actually occurred. This, of course, being a little bit weird. There was some thought of, well, maybe we could look into that. And then, when they started traveling, stories were told. Stories of how the Crimson Sparrow was actually destroyed by a red squall, a horrific storm, and that those who survive it, such as Smoke, are known as the Storm-Kissed and considered bad luck by sailors everywhere. And then as they came into a city to resupply, they found that they were being followed by the Sanguine nell'acqua, which is Vodacian for blood in the water. Waiting for Smoke on the deck, on the docks, was Delphine O'Brien, a former flame, though the party hasn't heard that too explicitly yet. Some flirting happened, and then at the very end, they noticed the tattoos sported by Delphine. A koi fish, an octopus, a squid, and a shark. And the squid and the shark had started moving and shifting on her skin. And now, as everyone stares at each other, nervous, as I seem to recall, some people started reaching for weapons when they saw that going on. Walking out from below deck, where she had been getting her things, comes Werehilda. Walking over to the rail, she steps up next to Smoke and looks over out at Delphine and goes, well, what are we waiting for, and who's that?
A horror from my past.
I think you mean a whore.
I see that it is Captain now.
Of course I am. That'd be how that works out.
That it be. What can I do for you, Delphine?
It's more of what I can do for you. I was hoping we could maybe share a drink, something that I remember you used to like, and talk about something that was once very dear to you that I may have more details on.
I had a feeling it was either an ill omen or something fortuitous. Sure. It's been a while. I believe there should be someplace along the docks to get a good drink.
Yes. I'll have my first mate bring the supplies so that the innkeeper can mix it to how I remember you liking it.
Meet you there in an hour, since we won't be able to sail out for a few.
Of course. I will enjoy seeing you there. And you've a very lovely crew.
They're the best.
A little young, but I'm sure they're okay. They've got you to lead them.
Once.
I'm just going to lean over towards Cass. I'm not the best at this sort of thing, but there was a lot of subtext there, wasn't there?
Maybe? I don't know. I'm not the best at this sort of thing either.
No, hi, there
Should
was
we
a
ask
lot of
Mez?
subtext.
I'm gonna wait until she walks away. Gave us an hour. Delphine
will indeed walk away, but once she gets out of sight, she'll tell one of her people to keep an eye and see if they pull out of harbor instead.
Oh yeah, your crew has been given very explicit instructions and are all arrayed and ready to carry out their various tasks.
Excellent. You hear somehow over the even though she's out of sight, I'll be waiting. It's been too long. Raina.
Oh, there are some things in this world. All right. All of you. Let's go to the cabin for a minute. Jonathan, let's get the resupplies we need. I know we won't be able to sail out for a bit. I know there'd be questions.
Yeah, a lot.
The usual stuff or whatever I can get in a hurry.
Go for the usual stuff. If we try and look like we're rushing it too much, it'll tip the hands.
Aye, Captain.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Can't say I like the name of her ship much.
She's definitely a follower of those that shall not be named.
Aye.
What names?
And he looks around to the rest of the crew and says, "No shore leave, business only," and goes and gets started. That's not to the command group, but that's to the higher hands.
Yeah, because the command group is coming with me to the cabin.
I'm not going to have the random NPC tell the party to behave.
So
you probably need it sometimes. Yeah.
To be fair, we have enough people doing that themselves. So
Jonathan is not paid enough to tell Mez what to do. He'll
Hell, I'm not paid enough to tell Mez what to do. She does whatever she wants.
All right, so the group goes into the captain's cabin?
Yes.
Yep, all right. I will start first with your questions and then go from there.
So, who was that?
Were y'all fucking? I'm sorry. I had to get straight to it. I had to get...
Juniper!
What? It was so much tension.
Rude.
Very rude. I understand
There's
that.
no need to use foul language.
Okay, I'm sorry.
When it comes to that one, there's every need to use foul language. I just, Okay, I told you the story of this.
Aye.
She was on a different ship. The one that actually found me and Jonathan. Not Jonathan, excuse me. Me and...
James.
J names. Aye.
They were on their way to a particular island that has people who can give you tattoos.
Can't every island give you tattoos?
Tattoos imbued with magic.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
What?
Like this one that's angrily coming out of my collar.
I thought it always did that.
It decides where it wants to go, depending on how stressed I am.
I'm fairly certain whenever you're around us, it's
somewhere else.
I feel like it was like an irritation.
As she tilts her neck to show you all the shark, and you're looking, all of a sudden you notice it's almost imperceptible, but it flutters on her skin.
So, magic. No. There's none of that.
That sounds like bullshit.
Just a magical king.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know any magic. I just know a little bit about magic, and that's mainly stories that the Vaticine used to tell us.
Mainly lies the Vaticine used. Got it. So, long story short, yes, we fell in love, I thought.
I'm sorry, you fell into love or you fell into bed? These are two very different things.
That's a good
Probably
fucking question.
bed first. I thought we were in love.
You see, you have the same thing that Leon does all the time. He falls into bed and then he thinks it's love, and then about 6 months later, there's another bed.
About 2
I
years.
think the more important question is, obviously you're not still due to the word choice.
Aye.
Have we moved from the lovin' to the killin' stage of things?
That one. And I'll put her sword down slowly.
To Delphine, I'm more useful alive.
Okay, but is she
And the
useful
rest
to
of
you
us?
alive?
Oh, she'll probably try and get through everyone. I've been keeping track of her for years. And for a little while there, she wasn't coming anywhere near me. Brucey here let me know. And then I got distracted and stopped paying attention. And guess who snuck up on me?
Right. So this brings us back to the question, is she more useful to ye alive?
No.
Great, so we can just be handling this.
We can try.
I like that.
Kristoff?
You should know, though, she definitely is a worshiper of the devil Jonah.
That means
Wait.
absolutely shite to me.
Well, it really fucking should.
So, most of you, particularly because some of you have been staying in the base of Serena for a while, which is definitely a sailor's inn, you have heard stories of the Devil Jonah. And they're all terrifying.
Yep.
It is a constant theme. Every sailor is afraid of the Devil Jonah. It's sort of, if Mother Sea is a gentle sea personified, the Devil Jonah is the sea at storm personified. And according to some of the stories, the absolute worst form of that anger is the Red Squall. But even though most fear him and will maybe do things to occasionally try to placate him, there are some who turn to worshiping him, to attempt to borrow his power. The ones who don't consider it to be absolutely psychotic, like feeding a shark that's in the water with you in hopes that it'll be full before it gets to you.
What finally ended it was a young kid joined the ship, reminded me of James, made a simple mistake, and she was the quartermaster. She was about to give him all the lashings for something small and stupid, and I tried to jump in the way, not even thinking. And instead, I got the punishment, and he got sacrificed in front of me. Captain at that point found out that I was storm-kissed, and because she let it slip in the middle of everything, screaming and yelling and cursing. And he put me off on the next port because there's even more rumors about killing a storm-kissed on your ship. So at least I have that in my favor.
So, the sacrifice in part I understand, but you did interfere in a punishment?
A punishment that's not fit.
Well, it wasn't fair. You don't know. The shit is not okay. Anywhere.
If it was fair, I wouldn't have stood by. It would have killed the kid.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is that I'm gonna knock out a few teeth.
She's gotten a few more tattoos since I've last seen her.
Yes, and you don't just knock a few teeth out of a monster's head.
She also
The only way to
captains that
keep
ship.
them.
So is there a way we could be sabotaging the ship so it just sinks?
That. Instead of the.
Maybe. I don't think we can get it to sink, per se. possibly slow it down.
Slowing it down certainly buys us time to handle her if we don't just handle her on shore.
You know, I could just open up a portal and push in. You know, it's
No.
very easy. No? Okay.
I mean, you can, I just don't want to be watching it. Just,
Oh,
I'm going to turn my head and you're just gonna...
It'll be terrible.
Open up a portal to a lighted keg of gunpowder and push it through in the base of the ship?
Well, the problem is that if we do that, I have to bleed a lot.
I don't want you.
Does it have to be your blood?
That's a really good question, Dan. Yes.
It does.
Damn.
But because of my talents, I heal decently quickly. So if it is done, it will make more sense if when we get into a fight, I get hurt, I can back to the boat, as long as you're okay with me making a giant mark here.
Are you healed enough from your recent adventure?
Now, so this is where I tell you that I did it already. And I did it already. But because of recent things, it is gone, so I would have to do it again.
That doesn't answer the question.
Yes, I would have to bleed a lot. I would have to get hurt significantly.
Okay, but she asked if you were healed enough to do it
Oh,
again.
healed enough? Yes, I'm healed enough. I'm fine because of Kristoff. I'm good.
I know what she has.
Okay.
James brought us the other piece, and you can see that Smoke will go and touch the piece of the Crimson Sparrow on her desk.
So that's great and all, but can we just be forgetting that part if she's the one who's having it?
Mm.
My concern also is James.
You see, we just put him on a different ship, even though he doesn't like the ships, and just send him to another place.
He's not with us right now.
No, but he's on a caravan, and it's not that hard to track it down.
I want to know what the play is.
Fine. I
Okay.
understand.
Smoke. If you're planning on talking to her, it might be. I'm really good at reading people. I could just sit there and listen. I'm good at picking up little things that no one else is really good at picking up. A twitch, dilation of pupils.
Wouldn't be a bad idea. I don't want to go in there alone.
If you need it, I also am able to use a little bit of magic to tell if anyone is lying to me, ever.
So, how many are you negotiating having with you?
That is it.
She never put a number on it. She didn't say that.
Technically, she only asked for you.
That's okay, though.
Is it?
I'll take the liberties of having a few others with me, because I know that she won't be alone either.
I was gonna ask that. Do you
Ship's
know
being watched.
her? Yeah. Do you know,
We know
her,
it is.
like her main crew? Do you know how many she walks around with?
She wasn't a captain the last I saw her. So, and that wonderful ship that just pulled in next to us, that's twice the size of us.
Good shit.
And it looks well crewed. You could see that coming in. That is not a skeleton crew.
Size doesn't always mean better.
No. Again, we can get it to slow down. It would give us the
slip?
the time to get away. We're faster.
Aye. So we need to be slowing it down. We need to be... Distraction isn't the correct word, but it's also buying us time. And prepared for a fight. Aye?
Yeah.
Smoke, I got a question.
Yeah?
You said you've been keeping an eye on her with...
Yep,
Does that mean she's keeping an eye on you the same way?
apparently so.
We're about to head north up into Ison. And when we leave there, there's only one way back out. And if the two of you can... That gives us nothing but another chance to walk into a trap.
Well, I'm expecting it.
You already
I
said
know.
he's basically a monster.
I know a way of keeping that ship occupied if we need to. I could put in a little tip with the Inquisition about maybe they're harboring some people that shouldn't be on there.
As much as I hate it, we can also tip the Avalonians as we pass. Have them harry them. So we catch them on both sides of the mouth.
All right. How are we going to divide and conquer this?
Well, I'm cool with either one. I get to blow up a ship, punch people in the face, or talk to people. So.
Cass, there should be someone that is working with the Inquisition near the docks that checks ships, passages, things like that. We could probably ask we can ask any of them that are running the docks, and maybe
All I would have to do is let the name slip, and I could get them to look.
And we can do that on the way to the tavern.
Mm-hmm.
Juniper.
Real quick clarification, just because Cass at least would know this. The Inquisition, while present in Montaigne, doesn't have nearly the clout that they have in Castille.
They don't, but it's not. But they would be able to search a ship.
So it's like you can tip them off, and it would be like tipping off a gang, whereas opposed to in Castille, it would be like tipping off the feds. So that's just the difference.
Still, it would be a little bit of a distraction.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh shit, we're in Montaigne. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Well, I got it. It's fine. Don't worry
We've got
about
Montaigne right here and then Avalon right here. So the both of us hate this right now.
The three of you do.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
to that point, Juniper, you would also be aware that portiers can sense other portiers.
Yep.
And so your powers are all still there, but more likely to be detected if there's anyone near the docks. But you don't know if anyone's near the docks.
Nope. Fuck.
Right. So, follow-up question to all this while we're making our plans. Do you want all of us there?
Wouldn't mind all of you there in various places. Don't think we all need to be at the same table.
No.
So, what am I to be doing?
Work with Jonathan. Ask him. No. Ask him the best way to disable that show. Or slow it down.
Okay. I can do that.
He knows his way around them.
Yes. All right.
Kristoff, where would you rather be?
I'm going to be the most use on the land, but I'm not going to be much use in a social engagement. While you and Cass are having your talk, I'll check the ambush spots.
Pretty miss. It's up to you.
Wherever you need me most.
You know what would really irritate her? Having both of you wonderful women next to me. She'd feel like it's competition.
So petty. I love it. Oh my god.
Is there a specific part you want me to play?
I'll let you read the room. That's what you're good at.
You know what else I'm good at? Pretending to flirt back. All right.
It's about that time. Let's go head in.
Junie, don't go punching anyone. Kristoff, stab them if you need to.
Oh, but he gets permission. Fine.
I trust him not to be dumb about it.
I'm not dumb. I have you know that I have a. Fine. All
Right.
Let's say
Before we
impulsive
go-
more than dumb.
I'm going to change right quick into something a little bit more to the part.
Spicy.
And she shows back up about 15 minutes later in a green corset and white blouse.
Damn.
Actual-
Oops, I thought I was muted.
Done.
But-
All right. Any other preparations people are making before they go to their various assignments? All right. As you all come out from the deck, you look around and you see that the normal hired crew are already making deals. They're coming back to Jonathan with proposed amounts. How much do we think we can hold? What can we get? We want more of this or more of this, and it's all going back and forth pretty quickly. No sign of Werehilde. She did not come into the cabin with you and does not seem to be on the deck.
Jonathan,
Yeah, Mom.
do you know where Hilda went?
Yeah, she said she wanted to take a look around real quick. She headed into town. She took that gigantic sword of hers. I imagined she'd be fine.
Kristoff, is your niece exactly like you?
Well, she's better with the sword
Smarter
and a
too.
little bit more even-tempered. But she definitely inherited a few things like an overprotective nature.
All right.
I did make sure she knew when we needed to be out, though, so...
Huh.
Probably should pick up the pace a little bit then.
All right.
I'll try to track her down while you all do what you're gonna do.
Jonathan,
Yes, ma'am.
can you see to it that the swords are in a reachable place just in case?
A thing a quartermaster learns is that when his captain looks like that,
Aye.
keep the pointy things close at hand. Swords and pistols ready to go if we need them.
Wonderful. Thank you, my dear.
Of course.
Alrighty. Let's head over to the tavern.
Right.
Well, and Masara just slips her arm into Smoke's.
Before we fully leave dock, though, or well, leave the ship, I mean, I will take a brief moment and activate my, well, because, yeah, I will activate the greater portion of the shark tattoo.
Okay.
That way I know exactly where a certain pirate captain is sitting.
Mm-hmm. And you're not quite close enough yet to have a precise, but you do know rock solid a direction, and seems to be where she said she'd be.
Oh, I have no doubt about that. I just want to make sure I'm keeping my paces.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, in that case, off we go.
All right. So as the group splits up, first we'll go with we'll go with Smoke, Mez, and Cass first. As you three start heading, you didn't specify a venue, but docks tend to be similar. The bars tend to be in a similar place to the various warehouses. And actually, like, were this San Juan, you'd like, oh, this would be the Beso. Based on its location. Very, very handy. And it doesn't seem to have a name. It's, one of those venues that often doesn't need it. And you all walk in and you see there's a decent sized crowd. Folks eating, folks drinking. There's a dancing girl over in the corner, sort of harried looking bartender running around and handling service and everything, and seated at a table looking rather relaxed is Delphine by herself at the moment.
There is on the front of the or in front of her there's basically 2 cups. And basically it looks like she's about ready to add the spices to the rum. And she sees Smoke and just gives her a beautiful smile. And then the 2 lovely ladies on the side smile kind of, is maybe a little less pleased, but she's got manners, so she dips her head politely. Right on time right now. I was just about to finish it off for you. Do I need to get some drinks for your friends?
I'm sure they can order their own drinks.
As they will. And she'll basically snap to attract a waitress over so that the lovely ladies can order drinks.
One of the servers hops over pretty quickly. And what can I be getting for everyone?
Hi. Just a bit of whiskey for me.
Would you prefer Cathayan or Inish?
Inish, if you would.
Okay. And for you, ma'am? Okay.
Admire your taste.
What can I say? It's always good taste when Smoke's around.
It's true. That's very true.
Such a shame you seem to have lost it then.
Wasn't my choice.
And yet choices are what led us here.
Indeed. Everything's a choice.
Aye, including myself. Is that not right, Smoke, my dear?
Absolutely. There are some things that weren't choices, though. That moment you can see the shark ripple a little bit. I would rather get the business of the day discussed and over with. I have places to be.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Your ship was wow, words. It was wow, Jesus.
Sitting low in the water.
Thank you.
I know that I probably caused a little bit of a flutter there, but you don't have to be this distracted, Delphine.
No, I'm not distracted. I know exactly what I want.
Don't we all?
Yeah. But where are my manners? Who are your 2 lovely friends with you?
These wonderful women. This is Cass and Mez.
It's a pleasure to meet you both. I am Delphine.
Pleasure's all yours, I'm certain.
She'll spice the rum and then slide the second cup over to Smoke. Let me know if I remembered right.
Smells about right.
Good. But you wanted to talk business.
Smoke will actually put it right back down after smelling it for a second.
Cass will reach over and slide it over to herself and then take a sip.
Tastes like really good spice rum.
Does it taste like anything else? Okay.
Spiced rum.
We'll see.
Then Smoke will grab it back and take her sip. Yeah. It's about how I remember it. I don't get the spices very often anymore. With all, healing and moving on in the world.
Figured as much. She'll reach beneath the table and pulls out a nice little wooden box, and we'll slide it across and opening it up in front of everyone since we're all being cautious here. And inside of it is more spices and also a brass plate with a date on it. That would be very familiar, Smoke.
I see another piece of that ship has been found.
Aye, I pulled it from the wreck myself.
And where was the wreckage, by the way?
I can take you there if you like. It's actually not far from here. It's a bit of a treacherous. It's a bit of a treacherous journey, though. So
Something I'm certain you're familiar with. Treachery.
Around this time, the waitress comes back with Mez's whiskey.
It seems really funny because the ship didn't go down anywhere near there, so how did the wreckage get up there? Especially 10 years later?
I have never been one for such things. I couldn't rightly explain it. All I know is I found it, and I told our mutual acquaintance, who obviously delivered his piece to you.
Honestly. I would love to have all the pieces of that ship, but not if you're the one attached to them. You've been following me for 10 years, Delphine. I mean, 2 of those was with you. Another 8 after, the captain kicked me off the ship. Bloodied and bruised mess from that last punishment from you. So what do you really want?
What I've always wanted, dear. You.
Seems like with the pieces of the ship, some people can't understand the past as the past. Broken and left to rot.
You are a firebrand. If I didn't know any better, I would think you're from the home country.
I can tell by your accent that I am.
You're never going to have me back, Delphine. I've got other things to do in this world. Other people as well.
Well, maybe one last cruise, huh? Wreckage of the Sparrow? Once and for all?
Take one last sip of the rum. And push it back across the table. Sorry, Delphine. I have other obligations. And as much as I miss the Sparrow and those that crewed that ship, it's not worth your presence for that long.
I mean, if you really wanted to give your crew some experience, you could follow along behind.
No, we have other places to be. In any case, have a good evening, Delphine. Should be about that time.
Have a good voyage.
And at that point, I will stand and help Mez up, pull Cass's chair out, and leave the tavern.
As we're walking back to the docks, I will want to find any Inquisition presence.
All right, before we get to that, as the three of you step up and walk out, the moment the door closes and you all have walked away, all action in the inn comes to a stop. Everyone stops whatever they seemed to be doing, whatever they were going about, and immediately turns to look to Delphine. And one in particular walks over from the door and goes, "You're not often wrong about the bait, ma'am."
It seems she's discovered a stubborn streak. It's unfortunate, but nothing that we can't work out with time. Fortunately, I suppose we'll have to persuade her a little harder.
Girl put on a bit strong of an act, but you reckon the other one?
Yeah, that should be enough.
I'll send the word.
I'll meet you back at the ship. They'll probably be trying to slow us down. So,
If she's as clever as you say, this should be interesting. We'll have everything ready.
excellent. Thank you.
All right, Juniper.
All right.
You, as everyone else kind of disperses, Jonathan is working on some stuff and sees that you've kind of hung around and looks over and goes, anything you got for me then, sir?
Well, I just realized that we're in Montaigne. So, that means I don't have to use the other stupid accent. Meaning, done. My friend, we have some really fucking cool things to do. Now, first, do we have access to small cake powders? Powder cakes, sorry. Still learning the lingo.
It's pretty much the only powder we have. We only have the 4 guns, 2 to a side. We don't have a whole lot of powder to
Spare.
charge them with, but we have some.
Okay. Could we spare with enough for, and then he'll show like how big he wants the bags to be? Enough for maybe 5 of small bags?
Yes, though we wouldn't really be able to stand up in a prolonged fight, but we don't really have the shot for a prolonged fight with them anyway.
Okay.
What are you planning?
I'm getting to that. Just answer the questions. Now, when it comes to a boat, I don't know, big as that one over there. Specific positions, if they were to, I don't know, have a fucking hole in it, how badly would it slow it down?
I guess it's what you're looking to do. If you could blow up their powder kegs, depending on how well armed she is, you could sink the boat. You'd also mess up the dock, and then you'd probably have the whole of the Montanian fleet after you. They don't take well to that sort of trick, particularly not here.
Yeah, so
set off a war. But if you just want to slow her down,
something that can be hit at a later time.
How are you with heights?
Very good.
All right, come with me. And he starts climbing up into the rigging.
Oh shit! Meet you there, and he'll just.
You're moving fast, but so is he. And
oh shit!
You're having you're good at climbing buildings, but ropes move, and so a lot of your energy you're kind of rocking it. Whereas with him, it looks like he's just climbing a solid ladder.
This is
and you're
bullshit.
still fast and strong. You're keeping up with him, but you feel like you're wasting a lot of energy, whereas he's just sort of. And he gets you to a point, and he starts showing you how to work on a knot. But the way he's doing it, it gives you a reason to be looking in the direction of a brigadine without being like, okay, you'd want to blow a hole there and there, that sort of thing.
Okay.
And once he gets you there, he looks over and goes, the key to slowing down any ship is to hurt her sails.
Okay.
If you take out a mast, but again, that's an attack. And then you've got the whole fleet after you. But a small explosion that didn't hurt too many people or didn't do any significant structural damage. But, okay, so you see all of her sails are up now. You cut. If you could get a good cut in them while they're up like that, then when they unfurled, they would be significantly reduced in their efficiency and no need for any boom. Now, tough to do, but you're quick. We don't have till nighttime, but if something changed that's probably your best bet. Otherwise, if you're just looking to punch a hole in her side and mean that they have to bail, again, keep it away from their powder kegs. Towards the front of the boat so that the movement of the ship will absorb the sea instead of sliding off. Anything to the back, it'll take water, but that's just easy to patch and bail. You'd want it to be the front where the water is constantly being pushed in.
Okay. All right, so
I'm sorry, he would say the bow. He is an experienced sailor.
Okay, I felt like he was saying like actual sailor terms, but I know that you and me have no fucking idea what what those are. Juniper just looking, he goes, no, it doesn't have to be night. I'm quick and precise. And I want to set up something that maybe someone with a particular aim, such as myself or maybe one of you, can shoot and fuck up later. So that was the plan. But the sails, that's added on to the plan. I can do that very easily.
Right. Be careful, though. Look at them. And you glance across. And he's like, you see what the crew's doing? And as you look at them, they're working. Captain's gone. They're in dock. But you see them scrubbing the deck, tending the nets, tending the masts. And he's like, no one's cracking the whip and they're doing their job, which means they're experienced. It means that they either respect or deeply fear their captain.
Or
these are professionals.
Or being watched. Is anyone trying not to look where we are or see how many people is coming off our inner?
There are definitely people there is one person who is overtly just looking at your ship.
Okay. Whichever the few that looks like they are very tough and would do a very heap amount of damage to me, I would like to clock that if we get into a scrap.
So most of them look like they would be tough in a fight. All of these folks, they're big, they're strong, they've got scars. But there is one in particular, actually the one who is watching, who is just muscle on muscle, covered in tattoos. And just, you look at him and you're like, I fought bigger, but I didn't enjoy it.
No, fuck no. Last time I fucking lost so much blood. That was not fun.
I will say, on an interesting design note, while they don't appear magically active, each one of the crew has a shark tattoo in some very obvious location.
Oh my fucking god.
Which will mean something to Smoke, but they're not as animated.
Okay. I think I'm going to show you why they called me the thief in the night here in Montaigne. Or in the day, whatever suits your fancy. But nonetheless, I'm going to go. Sorry, I couldn't break the accent. Then I'm gonna go and fill like 4 very small bags. So like maybe like
He actually goes with you and just does it himself.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And you get this impression of he doesn't let anyone touch the powder.
That is fair to me. I like to imagine I started doing it and he just went.
Specific orders because we know how green people are. Just saying.
Mm-hmm. No, that's super fair. Not like I would accidentally blow the ship up. I definitely might. So. Let's just be safe. But yes. Okay. And I don't care if you see it. I'll just nick my finger with my shark tooth and I will mark all 4 of the bags. Okay. Not 5, 4. I'm going to go 4.
So you're using all of your marks with the exception of the ring to...
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, I'm getting rid of the rest of them, so I have no idea what the rest of everyone is at the moment.
Yeah,
at all.
And as you do that, you feel as your awareness of the party, which you have just had for a long time, sort of fizzles away.
We can deal with that later. All right. So do not touch these bags. Don't let anyone else touch these bags. They stay here.
Yeah. Everyone else is doing their job. Or better be.
And is there a port that is how big are the ports usually? Are they big enough that a person could slip out of them? Like for the gun ports? Like below the ship?
Oh. They are... I mean, they're big enough for the cannon to fit through, but they are exactly big enough for the cannon to fit through because you don't want water... You want to minimize the water splashing up in. Without the cannon in it, you could probably squeeze through it, but it wouldn't. You're a bulky dude, and you got muscle on you, and it wouldn't be like a fish into the water. It'd be like, okay.
Yeah, I am okay with that, and mainly because I think it's funny. So, so I will do that, and I'm like, hold on, don't help me.
You know what? I'm going to call this a risk because. If nothing else, there's the risk of looking silly, and I don't know enough. So we're going to go for your finesse, and let's call it... I'm tempted to call it sailing, just because this is how you navigate the ship. But since this is just you trying to squeeze out through a hole, we'll go ahead and call it finesse and athletics.
Okay.
And I'm going to say... Again, this is designed for cannon shooting through, so you have, I'm going to say, 4 risks of wounds, 2 from splinters in the wood, and 2 from when you get out, you hit the water weird.
Honestly, wounds are good for me. But
do you want to
do it? Just like
if
let
you
it happen?
want, you can choose to fail and take all of those wounds.
Yeah, I do that.
Okay. Yep. Take you a hero point. An additional hero point. You had an idea for how this would look, and it does not look at all like that. You get into it. You've got splinters into you. You're feeling the bruising and everything as you go, and then finally managed to push through multiple people on the docks, looking like, "What is he doing?" And then, and you hit the water square on your belly. And all the air gets knocked out of your lungs, and you manage to get yourself back up to the surface. So 4 minor wounds to your death track, but you have the hero point.
And he's like laughing because it was fun. He's like,
Jonathan kind of set up. Was that the plan?
Yes. And then he will just sink below like he's just not there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to thank you for the extra hero point, Dan. I appreciate you. Mm-hmm. I'm going to use a hero point for second story work, and I'm not going to do it the magic way.
Okay.
But that means I can plot out a course to get directly to at least have a route of where to go for everything that he told me.
Okay. So are you heading for the sails or for below decks to plant?
Below decks first to plant all the powder kegs in certain areas, and then I want to see maybe if I can hear a little something, and if not, then I'm going to do my best to get back in the water, and then I will spend another hero point to leave. And we can deal with the cells later, because I have an idea for that, but that can be done later. The most important to me is having the ability to fucking blow up their ship without them knowing when they are chasing us, because I have a feeling we're going to get chased at some point.
Okay.
Yeah.
So first with this, so you're easily able to get up. You climb up onto the ship. You slip onto the deck, and just moving. This is some epic level thief stuff. And you immediately, as you are starting to clamber up and clamber in, you realize, oh hell, this is going to be tough.
Oh boy.
Because everyone is on high alert. Like usually, like you imagined, like, okay, so it's sailors and maybe pirate ship. You imagine people drinking rum and screwing around on the deck, like you do. Everyone is working. Everyone is paying attention. No one goes, oh, that's just the wind. But using your hero point ability, you are able to get through and get down below decks. And you are now, and you realize as you get down, oh, this is twice as big as the Cerulean tides. You are now, and as you get down below, there are not a lot of lit lights. It's very dark. And you are not entirely certain how precisely to get to where he described. Like, you know a vague direction, but you're having trouble seeing.
Shit.
But you are now below. You are now below decks. You managed to get onto the ship and down into the guts of the ship without being detected.
So I have a question.
Yep.
Do they have prisoners? That's important.
Um,
I'm working it out. Okay, I don't need the faces. Do they have prisoners?
Not that you can see from here,
No?
but
Okay.
you're also not seeing any cages. So if there's a brig, you're not looking at it right now.
That's fucking scary. There's no cages. That means they just fucking kill people and keep it moving. This is terrifying.
You're also not seeing the whole of below decks. Like,
that is facts. Okay.
it's rooms and yeah.
He is going to kind of shit. Do I see their cannon ports?
Yeah.
I'm going to set up the powder kegs around that area. So whenever I find an area where it's easy that it can be shot from like outside of it, if that makes sense. Did that make sense?
Okay, so that would be putting it on the outside of the ship.
Yeah, would I be able to just reach your hand and just place one like near the entrance of the exploding thing? No, I don't know how ships work. Okay, I don't need the faces. You can just tell me if I'm fucking up or not. The
windows are square generally. They're not round
Portholes.
So, yeah.
Portholes. Thank you. Okay.
Getting to the portholes. Yeah, there are places where you could place a bag. You're high above the water.
Okay.
Here, like you're not. There's the bilges down below. So if you want the ship to take water because of the explosion, and you do know that, like, you're taking a look at the bag of powder, and you realize this isn't going to do anything to the cannons.
Okay.
Because they're literally designed to absorb that kind of an explosion. So
Okay. Yeah. And this is also Junior just not knowing. So he's like learning as he's going along. He's like, fuck. So I am going to attempt to find one of those areas, being very sneaky.
Okay. Are you using your other hero point to get there, or are you taking the risk?
I needed to leave, so no. I'll take the risk.
Okay. All right. So on your risk, this is going to be a finesse, and we're going to call this finesse and theft. Yep.
Can I use a danger point so that his raise is increased by 5?
You absolutely can. Delphine spends a danger point. You now need 15s in order to get.
I'll use one of my danger points to give him extra dice.
Thank you.
Your point gets extra dice. Okay. There are 5 risks.
Okay.
Um,
So finesse and what else?
Finesse and theft is your roll. Don't forget, you've been given 3 extra dice plus flair.
Okay.
Because you haven't done this roll yet this session, and you need a fifth. 10s are still automatic raises, but everything else you need to get to 15. And so five risks. 3 of them are wounds from keeping low, keeping quiet, and just bumping into things because you're moving around in the dark. And 2 are risks of detection.
Okay.
Also, don't forget that if you have 3 ranks in like your theft,
Mhm.
You can actually re-roll a single one if you need to.
Bet. Okay. Because I do. I am a thief. Okay. Okay. I'm not rolling too bad. I'm going to re-roll the 1. That was another 10, so I already have 2. Those and you said 15. Fuck math.
That's gonna be the curse of this game.
And then, God damn it, more math.
The thing I do that helps is I take the dice and group them into raises.
Oh, I should have did that. Nope, too late. Sorry, have the 1, 2, 3, and then and I have 1 dice left over, but I only have 3. Oh no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 raises.
5 raises. All right, so you are able to get down below and get to the place where he told you the best place to cause explosions to be. So after completing the task, you can eliminate 4 risks. So you either are going to alert a member of the crew, or you're going to take another minor wound.
I'll take another minor wound. That's okay.
Okay. Which I believe brings you to 5. You have taken your first dramatic wound.
Yes! I mean, oh no.
Which at this point just adds 1 dice to your pool. So we're going to leave you there. So you're going around and you're climbing down below, and you get into the bilges, and you realize why it's called the bilges. It stinks down here. There's water sloshing around, and it is dark and murky. The murk, both of the tar that's used to seal the inside of the deck, and just this is stagnant water that has been here for a long time. And you can also see a cage, and in that cage, you see a prisoner.
Okay.
And we are shifting to Kristoff. So you again, as the party disperses, you walk off of the Cerulean Tides. You're on your own. What you doing?
Apparently my hotkey didn't work. I am going to try and track down Werehilda.
Okay. How are you going about that?
Well, if she is going to try to assist with this situation tactically, it stands to reason that I might be able to make some educated guesses as to what she would do. So survey the area and figure out where she might be going.
All
Can
right.
I talk you into wits and warfare?
Wits and warfare, based on how well... Now, I'm going to go for wits and empathy for this one. You are... I see where you're going with warfare, but you don't know particularly that she's looking to do something tactical here. Like, if you thought you had a particular strategic aim she was chasing and wanted to sort out the strategic aim, but I don't know that you have that. So this is more you trying to clock what she might be up to right now.
Nice. 1 raise.
All right. Well,
I'm gonna. No, can't do that. So yeah, one whole raise.
1 whole raise. You get off the boat and you're like, all right, if I was Werehilda, where would I be going right now? What did she used to like when we hung out? She was a kid. She liked candy. Does she still like candy? Would she be looking for a candy store?
Jonathan had alluded to that she was going to do something in relation to this situation with Delphine. He strongly alluded to her doing something to interfere with that entire situation, which is why I was leaning warfare.
Oh, okay, I see. All right.
I'm not trying to follow her based on a blind guess, just if she was going to do something about that, what would be the most likely course?
All right, I see what you're saying. Yeah, go ahead and give me the warfare roll then.
That's better than 3 dice. How many ranks do I have in that? Okay.
Kristoff doesn't have the highest empathy roll? What?
No, turns out he's terrible at it. I probably should start putting ranks into that the way things are going. But, yeah.
You know! Hey, kid, your parents are dead. It's okay if you just sleep the next week.
Actually, I would say that Kristoff has shown a bit more empathy.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's... wow. 4 raises.
4 raises. Okay, so you just sort of put yourself into the mindset of what you would do. And you're looking around, and as you are imagining out all of the things and just trying to put yourself back a few years into the mindset of an Eisner who's used to dealing with Eisen-style threats. You've gotten a bit used to Castille recently, and you get the impression that she would be walking around and being as big and as obvious a target as she could manage to try to tempt, because monsters will always attack if you give them enough time. And so putting herself out there with the assumption that if they come for me, I can definitely take them.
Yeah, that's what I would have done once upon a time. I actually tried that recently. It didn't work well. I ended up at dinner. I'm just going to start asking people if they've seen the giant Eisen woman wearing armor, wielding or carrying a sword that looks like this.
So walking around and asking, right around the docks, most people have, oh yeah, she walked off that way. Looked like she was going to keep walking until a wall was in her way, and then she was going to walk through the wall.
Yeah, that sounds about like her.
So you kind of...
Not on the wall, I'll give you that.
Mm-hmm. And then you proceed in a little further, and as you get away from where people are kind of standing still doing the work of the docks and moving in a bit of a thoroughfare, you will occasionally talk to like 4, 5, 6 people who haven't seen her. And then someone be like, I thought I saw someone headed that way. And you get the impression she's not being obnoxious with it, but she's definitely being visible. And so people who pay attention will have clocked her, but people who are just kind of doing their thing. And it's a busy port. And that's something else you're getting a feel of. Like, San Juan has a decent amount of trade, but it's certainly not the busiest trade port. This city is hopping. It's about the same size, but it's much more mercantile. And so as stuff is moving around, you're starting to feel like you're getting a little bit turned around. But you keep hearing, yeah, she might be in this direction. And you go off in that way, and it's like, shoot, is she fast too? Am I chasing her in circles? Yeah.
I'm going to look for a kid. I'm going to look for a kid that's not doing much other than just kind of standing around being ignored because they're a kid. Because I've learned what kids in busy towns actually mean now.
You find a kid leaning against the wall, chewing on some food.
Hey, kid.
Not supposed to talk to strangers.
Well, it's good advice. Now, are you actually going to take that advice, or is that just what you tell people so they leave you alone?
Sometimes strangers have cool stuff.
You know, with that attitude, you really should not talk to strangers.
Do you always talk to kids?
They're usually a lot more interesting than the adults. Usually don't have their head so far up their ass either. You seen a woman that is carrying a sword kind of like this? Big, wearing shiny armor?
Oh, yeah, she's pretty.
Yeah. You see which way she went?
She was talking to some of those guards over there, and one of them said something and she knocked him out. And then walked off that way.
If I turn around and walk away, are you going to pickpocket me?
Would it be worth it?
Probably not.
I mean, now that you asked, it would be weird.
I will just grab a coin, copper, or something, because I know I don't have much. Not all of us carry bags of gold, Mez. I have like 9 copper to my name.
I'm sorry, you think Mez wouldn't put money in your coin purse every time you weren't looking?
Oh, in that case, I go to open it to give him a copper. And what do I see in my coin purse?
You've got some coin. You're not destitute. You have walking around money.
I'm not going to make you feel weird about it. It's just enough that if you wanted to go shopping now and then.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this money isn't mine, so, you know, kid, have a silver.
Thank you, sir. You need anything else?
Is this one of those situations where you and a bunch of other kids actually keep track of everything that's going on in town and probably report to some shadowy figure, but in the meantime, just kind of run a scam on everybody in town, but nobody looks at you twice because they think you're just a kid?
I just figured if one question got me a silver, if I actually took you somewhere, you'd probably give me more.
That was worth a try. Thanks, kid. And I'm going to go off in the direction that he pointed out.
To us.
Okay, walking away, muttering to myself, oh, okay, so Castille's a little bit different, evidently. Maybe it's a Castilian thing. I need to ask about that. Just the Castilian kids? I don't know.
Yes,
But,
sir. I'm totally part of a secret organization.
Yeah.
Here are all the details in a quick and easy.
Yep.
I'll send you the PDF.
Yeah.
Would you mind saying your name and the location of your secret organization into my pocket, please? Speak clearly.
Yeah, I was expecting him to, like, counter with something else. Like, no, but I might know somebody. Like, I thought maybe we're in negotiations. Wasn't expecting him to, like, spill on the secret thieves and assassins guild he's actually a part of.
You've really spent too much time around this crew.
Yeah.
To be fair, there's been a remarkable level of remarkable coincidences. Like,
Yep.
person who's just vaguely interested and not deeply involved has been rare so far in this campaign.
It has been extremely rare.
Yeah.
I've also learned that people who watch other people usually shouldn't be trusted.
All right.
Yeah. I'm going to head that way, and if I don't make any headway in tracking down where Hilda, I'm going to head back to the bar they were supposed to be meeting at.
Okay. So as you are heading off that way, Cass, you peeled off to, and you can see the Doc's Inquisition agent looking extraordinarily bored.
So I'm going to walk up to him, and just from looking at him, does he look Avalonian? Since apparently Avalonian and Ivnish is a different thing that I'm just learning. Or does he look?
Suddenly you're stabbed by a rapier.
Or does he look like? Does he look Montanian?
You're noticing that every button on his Inquisition coat is actually precious metal, and very well burnished, and you're like, oh yeah, this guy's Montanian.
All right. Oh my goodness. I'm going to walk up to him and try my best to look very. Sorry, that was a bug.
I look punchy.
Try my best to look just very concerned. Hi.
What do you want?
I'm so sorry for bothering you, but I'm traveling with one ship. We're just doing a standard delivery of goods, and I saw some. I'm from Castille, and my father, he is with the Inquisition, and I kind of noticed a few things about the ship that's behind ours, and it looks well, you know, magic.
Like what kind of magic?
I don't know. I've never seen it before. I mean, I don't really leave the Castilian ports very often, but it was like
They cut themselves before they did this magic.
What?
Did they cut themselves before they did this magic? Was their blood?
No. It looked like something I've never seen before, and as a good Batacine girl, I felt the need to tell my father. He's the head inquisitor of our city, so I wanted to make sure to report it to the locals.
What is your father's name?
Paulo de Marquez.
Wasn't he... I know that name. Why do I know that name? Raphael! And he calls over to someone else who's in an office and sticks their head. So it's like, Paulo de Marquez, an inquisitor in Castille. Yes, what about him? Why do I know the name? He was the hero of that fight. Montaigne very not happy about it. Your father fought in the war.
He did? I'm sorry, I'm still pretty young. She just gestures to herself, and my father doesn't like to talk war stories around myself or my mother.
He was taken prisoner by the Montanian army. Fortress he was in, taken, and then fought his way out. Big thing. You might not want to say that name around the Montaigne soldiers.
Of course, sí, claro. But I wouldn't be my father's daughter if I didn't, like I said, report any fishy things.
Okay, so I know you didn't understand it, but what was the magic you saw? Like, what did they do?
What? Body parts. Something with body parts.
Hexen work, huh? You might want to stay away from that ship.
I'm planning to.
Good. I will just go and we will get all the reports in and we will look into this.
Thank you. I wouldn't be doing my duty if I didn't. Gracias.
Of course. Juniper. So you are now down below. You are in the sloshing water and you move forward and you can see a prisoner sitting kind of propped up against the cage. Mostly it seems to kind of keep from just having to sit in the rancid water itself that's sloshing around on the floor of the cage he's in. He does not seem to have noticed you yet.
What do they look? It's really dark down here.
It's really dark.
Do I give a fuck? No. Okay, so I thought about it. I've been thinking about it for like 20 minutes. I don't know. Do they seem important?
They seem like a prisoner.
Don't give me that. Fine. It's like I can hear Mez's voice in the fucking ether, and he will start to sneak away. And he's like, "Not," and then he'll turn around and he'll go and look and see who it is.
You get close, and he sees you, and just visibly terrified, and backs as far away from you in the cage as he can.
Shh. Oh no, it's okay. I am what you call a friend. Who the fuck are you? Be quiet.
And you can see he has lashes and scars all over him. This guy has been horrifically beaten. Interestingly, not cut. Lashed. Lots of bruises, lots of heavy impacts.
Because he had... Oh, wait. So he's beat the shit, but he's not bleeding.
But not bleeding, no blood.
Oh, that is alerting. Here you go. So, name, title. Oh, no, come on. Andale, yeah? Oh, fuck, I've been around them too long. Just come on.
And he pulls down his shirt, and you can see bruises all along his throat, and it looks like he has been repeatedly choked and possibly even gassed.
Shit. So I just oh, fuck. He can't talk. Okay, no. Do you know magic? Is that why they haven't got you? Just nod. No? Are you fucking lying to me? No? Shit. Okay, fine. I'm gonna get you out. I'm saving you. Because this is obviously a shit ship. If you get me caught, I'm going to kill you.
He holds up a hand. Tries to speak again, can't. And then just starts miming. And at first you're having trouble figuring out what he's doing.
Okay.
And then he's
tuna
like,
fish. I don't know what the fuck that means. It's a barrel, sky, money. The walkway? Is that what you're saying? Walkway? June. Okay, I don't know what the fuck that means. Look, it's me, Took, not getting it. What is he doing? Help me out.
Roll for it.
Roll for it.
want to take a risk?
Oh, shit. Storm. Clouds. Okay. Yes. Kiss the... Oh, shit. Are you fucking serious? Sorry. I broke character so fast. Holy shit. Your stone... Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Fuck the plan. Come with me now. Come here. Come on.
He comes forward. There is a really good lock on this cage.
I don't care about that lock. Can I touch him?
Can you touch him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can reach through to him.
I will grab him and I go, I think I know who you are. Does the name Smoke sound any familiar? What was her name? Reina. No? I think you might be useful either way. All right, give me a second. I'm going to pick the lock. You said it's a hefty lock?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. What do I need to roll for that?
All right, so you got to risk because opening these things can be tricky and they can be loud. This is almost entirely detection. So finesse and theft.
Okay.
I will say 4 risks of being heard.
Okay.
It's a new thing too, so the extra die as well.
New scene. So the raise, the heightened raises are no longer on the table. Just 10.
Okay. All right. So just the regular die will roll for it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me do math. That is 2 5s. Look, I can count. And so that's one this, and then I have a 8, 12, and oh shit! I only have 3 raises, and it used all of my die.
Okay, you're able to open it up, but you're being loud. And there's a chink, chink, chink. What's going on down there?
And
No
I'll
one's
grab him,
supposed to be with the prisoner.
and I'll grab him, and I go, now, quiet. I'll use second story work to get the fuck out of there. Magically.
This time magically, and you have the wound. So
yep,
you're able to grasp that one bad and bloody wound, and both of you, where are you taking him to?
I want to. Jonathan was still in the room, right?
Jonathan was still on the ship, yeah.
He was still on the ship. Okay. To my room.
All right, so the blood flashes around, and as you begin to port, again, there's a sense of being slowed down.
Oh my fucking god!
It's not as bad as say when you held the crown, but as you are traveling through the in-between, through the walkway, which again you always travel through from place to place to get things. He sees it and he starts shaking, and you are struggling to keep a grip on him.
Will you fucking quit? Come on!
And you pull it out, and you arrive in the room. Real quick before we go to break, Kristoff, you're about ready to just go back. She's fine. She's a full-grown woman or whatever. You take a turn, and you see absolute bedlam. Looking around, you see multiple people with swords, scimitars, all sorts of varied weapons, blood everywhere, like a crazy death toll. People battered, people bruised, at least 15 dead. And in the middle of the circle, laying on the ground on its own, is a familiar Zweihander. And with that, we are going to take a break. We're going to take a quick 10 minutes. You all have a good break, and we will see you soon. And welcome back. So, standing in the middle of a city square, blood everywhere, death everywhere, and your favorite niece's Vihunter. Bloody as hell, but abandoned in the middle with no sign of her. Kristoff, what is happening?
This crowd around it looks like the responsible party.
Yeah, you just walking around looking at them, you can quickly see these people were all killed with a Zweihander, and someone who was not being subtle about it.
Anybody left alive?
There's some groans, but you don't know how much you're going to get out of anyone. You can always try it if you want to take some time to interrogate, though.
Well, it's a good thing I'm medically trained to stabilize them and drag somebody back to the ship. I'm going to find the one that appears, or looks like they are in the most likely to survive, and stabilize them at the very least.
All right, let's go ahead. And so you're moving, and right now it is a race against time. You are carrying yourself as Vihunter, and you know you don't help a whole lot of anything by getting dragged off for questioning yourself. So we're going to go with your wits and your, is it medicine?
Knowledge.
Wits and knowledge.
Yep. And I'm actually, no, you know what? I'm going to be a bastard. I'm not a bastard very often. They're conscious?
There is one person who, like, there are a few moaners, but only one who seems anything close to conscious.
I'm just going to kneel down next to them. Those wounds are going to be fatal without prompt medical attention. Now, as it turns out, I spent over 20 years patching up soldiers in Ison. I can spare a minute to keep you from bleeding out if you tell me where she was taken to.
And he pulls back his shirt, and you can see...
Do I see a shark? I'm grabbing the shark and ripping it off of him.
All right.
I'm aware that's not how skin works, but that's what I'm going to start doing.
You enact an act of incredible pain upon a helpless opponent. You are taking a point of corruption. And I need you to roll 1d10.
Oh no.
6.
All right. You take the point of corruption, but you do not fall to that point of corruption. And he is now just screaming, but also laughing. You sure you're not with Devil Jonas already?
The little doodle on your neck told me everything I need to know to go find my niece.
There's blood.
Say hi to Jonah for me. And I'm just going to walk away.
Tiburon always finds them. And he is now bleeding from a copious neck wound. He does not last much longer.
Yeah. It wouldn't actually rip, but it's really hard to rip skin off, so that shouldn't have, unless there was already a piece missing. Either way, I don't care.
Yeah, you told me you were doing it, and I assume Kristoff knows enough about.
No, like if it came off, then it came off. I'm not gonna cry over it.
When a doc says I do the thing,
all right.
When a doc says I want someone to hurt, I assume they know how to do that.
Yeah. I'm going to Delphine's ship since I assume it's probably still parked there.
All right, so you are headed in that direction.
Yep.
You have been going around looking for a while. Hopping back, so after Cass does her little run off to the thing, do we have Mez also looking to... All right.
Some chaos.
All right, so you're looking around, and there's all sorts of people on these docks.
I need some Avalonians, perhaps on a ship of their own, preferably bedraggled.
Okay. Plenty of bedraggled. There's always sailors around looking for work.
Always.
And most of them forget that it's probably best not to be drunk when you talk to the person hiring you, or they just figure there's no one seems likely today. And so you see a group of Avaloner sailors hitting it like it's 7 o'clock at, not nearly that late. Boy, you're a cute one. Come over here, miss.
Not quite what I'm looking for.
What are you looking for, Your Majesty?
You see that ship over there?
Aye.
The big one?
Aye.
Heard it has a good hull.
You don't say? Golden jewels?
Aye.
Fancy yourself a pretty necklace, do you?
Not in the least. Anything I want I can buy for myself, but would fancy parting with a bit of coin if you could harry it a bit. Get yourself a bit of coin anyways.
They look around. You looking for mischief or bedlam?
Well, you know us Inish girls. Always a bit of bedlam.
All right. 5 silver each.
Can make it a gold apiece if you like.
Gold apiece will make it special for you, ma'am.
Just the way I like it, my dears.
You hand out the gold, and they look among themselves and start heading off that way and kind of talking about themselves, how they want to go about it.
Right, Smoke, that's all I needed to do about this. Shall we?
Should. I need to get back to the ship and see where the preparations are at. See what else has been done.
You come aboard, and just for the sake of drama, as you are all walking in and looking around, all of a sudden, Juniper and a very, very beaten man apparate in front of you all. As before, it looks like basically a giant globule of blood forms, takes the shape of 2 humans, and then coalesces into them, leaving no spills or anything. Though Juniper obviously looks a little worse for wear.
Okay, so no, I'm fine. But this person is not. He might be of a lot of help, and he said 2 specific things that makes me think that he can help us a lot. I did not get to do the plan that I wanted to, but I now have 4 bags of explosive powder that will come in handy later. I know that you remember. Don't ask questions. Huh? He said he was, and he'll go over to Smoke and go, Storm-kissed.
That confirms what I was thinking.
Mightn't we be taking him to the surgery?
Yes.
Below deck. We don't want to leave him in the city.
No.
Oh,
Sir,
all right, friend.
right this way.
And he starts looking visibly horrified as you start leaning out, and he's looking out towards the water.
No,
And then,
no.
like, towards the city.
We're going to be getting you healed up. I know, you want to be going back to the city and to land. We'll be getting to you to land soon. But we need to be getting away from that ship before we do, aye?
She'll
Surgery
find you
first.
on land. She'll find you if you go back to land.
It's all right. We're going to another place where you'll be safer.
He looks at Smoke and points at her sword
You want me to end it? Take a rest.
You or Jonah. And he kind of, he's clearly been through a lot. He goes limp.
I'll catch him if he falls. Alright, so
Take them below deck. We don't need them seeing.
There are things I'm certain that Kristoff has to put him to sleep.
That's exactly my thought.
Aye.
And he's already pretty darn unconscious, so you're able to take him down below and at least get him fairly well set up in one of the rooms. As you all are moving around, you notice, just glancing, you're all keeping an eye, obviously, on the blood in the water, and you notice a fairly large group moving on the deck. They move. At first, it's like, are they coming to us? Are they coming to us? Are they coming to us? But they move past, and you see them loading up on the ship around the same time that you start hearing some yelling.
Would I be able to pull out my spyglass and start looking at the group?
How subtle do you want to be about this?
If there's a big group going and they're watching us, I'm going to watch back.
Cool. Spyglass up. You can see the large group. Most of them seem to be fairly hooded up. You do get a good look at a couple of them, and they look beat up. You see bruising. You see a couple really bad cuts, and they seem to be moving, holding fairly heavy-looking package blankets. Two of them, actually 3 of them, are holding it.
Is there a role for this? Warfare, sailor, like sailing, something to be able to tip off to what that would be?
Let's get wits, and my gut is empathy. Or notice. Empathy or notice?
It's not going to make much of a difference for me.
Take 3 extra.
Okay.
And as usual with these, the risks are the different things it could be. I'll call it 3.
Empathy. I feel like anybody sailing on my ship, I would know all of their movements, their walking, their bodies. I would have an idea at least. Since this isn't vampire. Okay.
Not
I'm like,
yet.
success. No, wait, count to 10. Count to 10.
Just wait till we get to Eisen.
3.
All right.
And empathy.
That is definitely a person. That is definitely a tall person. There can't be that many Eiseners in the city. You're pretty sure that's either Kristoff or Hilda. And as you were looking at that and figuring that out as they're loading up, all of a sudden, Jonathan calls, "They're rigging the sail, ma'am."
We don't have Kristoff back, do we?
Hey, Dan.
Yep.
I think it's time for some very dramatic fog to roll in,
All right.
obscuring most of the harbor.
There's a moment as all of a sudden Delphine walks out on the deck. And she looks at you. Tilting her head, smiles as she waves. And you watch her. It's the koi fish, right? You watch her just gently stroke the tattoo on her neck. And a fog starts rising over the bay.
Hey, Dan.
Yep.
Would this be a lovely time for me to initiate a certain ability?
The problem with your ability is it stops
affects
something
stealth.
from affecting you, but the
But
fog is fog.
Okay.
So
That's why I wanted to ask if I could use it to just not see the fog.
no,
If it was
because
a
the
mystical?
fog is fog. So yeah, your ability is not going to work on this.
That's okay. I can save it for later. I'm waiting.
And again, like you're watching this happen, you have that. This is weird, and
The tingly feeling of
a now familiar heat from the essence of Heather.
So this is still the same episode, which means that this is still in effect.
Mm-hmm.
And I will pat mine as well.
You know where she is, and you
Before the
watch
fog covers.
as the boat slowly starts to make its way. And around this time, you hear a little bit of a commotion. Well, first off, there was an earlier commotion. While you were clocking and paying attention to the body being brought on board, suddenly a group of 5 very drunk sailors rushes at the ship. And they've got, like, bits of driftwood. One of them has a dagger, and they come in, and the body's already been taken up onto the deck, and the crew that's left, as the fog starts watching, you see them get into it. You know, this isn't a mechanic, but just for fun. Delphine, would you do me a favor and roll your influence score and tell me how many raises you get? Remember -4 for the thing, for the 15 dead pirates. Like,
No raises.
no raise? All right.
She was expecting so many things, just not that.
I mean, at that point, she was
Random
basically
drunken sailors moving in. They didn't get any raises either, so you don't get to recruit them by. You're able to beat them off. Your crew is just so much better trained than they are,
Mhm.
but you're in a hurry, and so you don't have the opportunity to actually Shanghai any of them and pull them onto the ship to join your crew. So,
I like to imagine that they were just running as they were pulling away, so they just ran into the water.
all right. Around this time, another bit of a debacle comes as folks look around, and guards on the docks see a lot. They tend not to mess with it unless someone has given them exact orders. But what does Kristoff look like as he is running back towards the dock carrying 2 Zweihanders, one of which is just dripping blood?
Himself probably covered in arterial spray.
Mm-hmm.
And I can see Delphine's ship getting ready to cast off.
Mm-hmm.
Is the ramp still down?
No, it is. It's up. It is pulling away as you come in.
Jonathan's already getting us ready to go, so as soon as we have everybody else.
Sprinting back to the cerulean tides.
All right. Come back. There's some guards who are like, we really should talk, and then they see you and see that you're not going to slow down, and there's all that blood, and they're just like, this is probably actually someone else's job. We're just gonna get... No one is being paid enough to deal... Actually, a few of them might be. This is very definitely a risk, though not a ton of one. Give me your brawn and your intimidate or athletics or brawl, based on how you are going to come to this, as people get in your way to ask you a few questions.
gonna go with athletics because I'm just gonna.
Weaving your way through them. All right.
Yeah, weave is the faster tactical option. Even though present state of mind, I'd much rather just go through everything.
Mm-hmm. All right. I'm going to go ahead and say there's 4. None of them are going to be able to stop you, but I'm going to say there are a chance of taking some buffetings as you're running along that way. So I'll say a risk of, let's call it 3 wounds.
Got 5 raises.
Cut. You all have not seen Kristoff move like this. He usually has a bit of a limp. He's taken some wounds, but he is moving, and he looks like death as this drip of blood as he comes up holding the 2 Zweihanders, tossing them aboard as he himself hurls himself up. You are on the ship.
They've got Hildy.
We just saw. But I can track her. So I will go straight up to the helm and start barking out orders to get us out to follow and pursue. And I should be able to, between my direction sense, sky, land, all that fun stuff, and the tattoo, be able to follow.
The crew, how long does that power last? Does it say? For the episode, or while you're looking that up?
Real quick, I would also be in the crow's nest using my direction sense to try to
Okay. Yeah, everyone's a few crew run up, and they're tossing recently purchased. They thought they were going to have a couple more hours, and so the last second purchases and stuff are getting tossed up onto the deck, but they're climbing up, and one of them looks around and is looks at Jonathan and goes, "Everything but the rum."
So,
come on!
Are you really complaining when the future Duchess of Eisen is being kidnapped?
You have a point. But the rum.
But why is the rum gone?
Why is it that we keep getting in the middle of international affairs?
Technically anything with you is getting in the middle of an international affair.
Damn. Shit.
Because of the people I work for.
Right.
So they are tossing off. Now this is a little bit tricky because again,
spend an extra hero point because it's per scene, and I believe this is the next scene, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So to keep it renewed or to renew it, I would have to spend a hero point. So I'm using my second hero point for now.
Okay. While the at least for as long as the fog persists. So you but here you go. So there's all the fog. Cass, you climb up into the crow's nest, and there is nothing but gray. You keep expecting, okay, I'll be over it any second. I'll be over it any second. Nope, I'm in the crow's nest. It is cold. It is wet. And you can barely see your hand in front of your face. This is thick. Smoke. It is not yet the tide out. It's hard to see anything. But you know where your quarry is. This is dangerous. This is a very busy port, and this fog came out of nowhere. I am going to need... There's a risk of damage to the ship. There's also risk to the crew. Jostle too hard, a crew might get shaken. Most notably, this is not a great time to be in the crow's nest if the ship takes a jostle gets taken around. So let us get your wits and your sailing.
And roll 3 more dice for a hero point.
Okay.
As Kristoff will basically, aware of the risk, just go around and try to keep an eye on anything unstable, anybody there, and grab somebody who looks like they're going to go over.
Would it be wits or potentially resolve? Because I know the risks of going and doing this, but I'm having to go and do this. I'm having to steel myself for it.
All right, I'll give you resolve. So you're more doing it by feel. You're
yeah. there's nothing I could see. So I'm gonna have to trust that we're like basically behind them. If they hit rocks, we're gonna just ram right into them.
All right.
So
you're going by gut hunt, and also if you can stay close enough to her, you can trust that unless the blood in the water crashes into something, you should be able to use it as a blocker.
Exactly.
All right.
While she's doing that,
Mm-hmm.
Masara will go up to Juniper.
Yep.
This is now the time where I ask how it works.
Okay. So, what do you need?
Can you go someplace you've already been, or do you have to have a mark?
I have to have a mark. Small or big? Big if I have to bring someone with. Small, I can
Rerolling one.
pull through or pull myself through. That one is a bit of a quicker one. But the problem is, if I do the smaller one, I am fucking covered in blood, which is very alarming. Why?
Have you happened to get any marks on Hild?
All your marks are gone.
I remember I did, but I'm like, he'll look at her and go, no. I had to extinguish it so I can try and go along with the plan. But I got one when I found this one, and because if I'm being honest, I heard your voice in the back of my head going, save him. So,
all right. Pausing in that conversation, back to smoke.
I have 5. I have 1 left over that I am not selling.
Why not?
Still have at least 1 hero point for now.
You know what? Look at her. She's pretty. She just did the whole lean in thing. I think you should
Whose
sell
side
it.
are you on?
I can't help it.
So, this is not a good way to sail. This is dangerous. This is sailing by stubbornness, is what your dad used to call it. And he always told you not to do it, though you knew sometimes he did. And so particularly in some tight choke places, doing things like sailing through Eisen in the middle of a war, things like that. And you just go almost pure instinct. Cass occasionally calls down that she doesn't see anything. She's doing her best, and it's like everything but that sense, that dialed in sense, and you feel the little adjustments that they're making, and soon you can barely even see to the railings of your own ship. You definitely can't see Cass, and so it's just almost by feel. Your eyes are almost closed, and you feel the itching on your neck, and you hear a whisper in your ear. Smell it. Follow the smell. Taste it. And you watch as you come. There's a bit of wind, and there's a visible break, and you can see that you are traveling through the passage. You have successfully gotten out of the docks, but it takes time, and you're fighting the tide, and you know this is going to give her a head start. Unless that ship got damaged, it's better equipped to fight a tide than a ship as small as yours.
Okay.
But you're moving. Okay. Was there anything more that Mez and Juniper were going to talk about?
How is it that you do the thing where you pop in and out?
Well, everything involves my blood personally. So, I have to have these things called marks on them. Or if I know the general direction, or I know exactly where I'm going. And that's just a little special thing that I do where I can teleport into an area. But the thing about it is if I haven't been there, I have to make sure I've seen it. So.
Have you seen enough of it to get over there?
Yeah. Whoa, no. We are not going to do that. You want me to port me and you over there? Is that what you're asking?
It's Hild's ship. It's Hild. This is Kristoff's niece.
Shit. But fuck. It is dangerous.
Aye, it is dangerous. You get over there, you get her out, and you leave.
I know, but it's more than that. If you and me do this, and something goes wrong, or something is blocking her from me, we may be stuck there. And it's
then
not
you leave.
No, I'm not going to fucking leave. No.
I can handle myself. You get in, you get out. At the very least, you bring the information to Kristoff.
I am not going to leave.
Junie.
Don't you fucking Junie me.
We have to do this for him. We don't know if the ship's going to be able to catch up in time. At the very least, you can get in and get out with information.
Okay. Fine. I'll do it. Just fuck. He'll turn. Fuck. All right, fine. I'll get ready. All right, I'll get ready. Just give me a sec.
Aye.
So, to use your ability, you definitely need to be able to see where you're going.
Yeah.
And in this fog, you don't. And you know, porting onto a moving object
is super dangerous. I want you to know, I was reading it while we were talking what was going on. And I'm like, I'm only doing it because she asked.
Right. Meanwhile, Kristoff, you're on. What's Kristoff doing?
Brooding. Trying to use anger to make the ship somehow go faster.
Are you doing the stand on the deck, look out over in the direction you're going thing? Did you go down below?
I would probably be at the front of the ship, just at this point, holding both Zweihanders, waiting to see something to unleash my anger upon.
You're staring and you're looking out and just hot anger. And you've got the fog all around you and your vision kind of blurs. And for a second, it seems like snow. And you remember so many nights of having sent some soldier, some friend, some superior officer out into a dangerous place, waiting for them to come back. And you shake it. No, you're not in Eisen. These aren't the undead. They're humans.
And though the fog is far too thick for anybody to see, that there is a lot going on, a lot of thought being processed, because I'm not back in Eisen, but I'm still hunting monsters. And that anger, while still there, is getting a little distracted by, a lot of conflicted thoughts, of which Kristoff doesn't really know how to feel despite his years of experience. Thankful for the fog for not having to answer the inevitable question that would come from somebody else on the ship.
Up in the crow's nest. Cass,
this fog is going to lift at some point. Keep an eye for it.
Okay.
Cass, you're up there and you are just as focused. You've lived your life looking for the small details. You lived your life when you were getting into trouble. You did so under the nose of a literal inquisitor. And so being able to hear and see the little details and you're there and you're looking, and this fog, you don't get a ton of fog in Castille, in San Juan. It's not a thing very often. Sometimes, but not much. And it
The
usually
sun will burn it away usually.
But you're there and you're looking and just listening for anything, and whispers start coming to your ears. Who are you? Do you even know? Who is he? There are answers to these questions, child.
I'm ignoring it.
The blood makes a mark, and the mark gives power. But first, blood. Plenty of it here. One boy. No one would miss him. And you could hunt anyone, find anything, get the answers to any question. Questions like, who am I under the mask?
I am a girl who knows the difference between good and evil, and you are not good.
No. I kill to get what I want.
You're not going to get him.
You know what that's like, though. To kill for greater purpose.
I haven't killed for greater purpose yet.
But you know the call. You would if you had to. Imagine how proud he would be with what you could hunt. No one would ever dare say you aren't his daughter.
He is my father, regardless of whatever the fuck I have found.
When you're done lying to yourself, the blood, smell the blood.
You said we come out of the strait. Are we starting to come out of the fog?
I've got
Finally.
for you there if you want.
Go ahead.
As they come, perhaps maybe to the end of the fog, they hear a song on the air, a strange energy, and that thing that we talked about.
So, you burst out of the fog. And like you feared, the blood in the water has gotten a good deal of distance on you. But you can still see it. Lifting up your spyglass, you try to get a sense of what is happening. And in the distance, on the back of the ship, you see Delphine. Topless. Dancing. Undulating. And there is a large tattoo on her back that you have not seen before. A woman, hard to make out, with a fish like a tail, instead of legs, with a tail. And as she dances, it dances. and suddenly glows and vanishes. And all around, you start to hear music.
I'll start yelling out instructions again. Cover your ears. Stay focused. Stay true. Jonathan, come take this helm.
Jonathan runs up and takes it. He's shoving the things he has into his ears. Mm-hmm. Who of you kept your earplugs? It's been a minute. We're all saying we have them? Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. I believe you. And
there's fish people in the ocean. I'm not getting on this ship without them.
I am going to go under deck to the surgery.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to very humanely put that poor person out of their misery.
Okay.
Because I'm not going to allow hearing El Tiburon, possibly also freaking Devil Jonah in my ear. No. They're not going to get a living soul right now.
You go down and you're able very quickly, and there's the slightest hitch of pain, but hardly anything. He's been so deadened to it, and very quickly he has bled out.
I'm sorry, my friend. I wish you could have had a better life.
Juniper.
Yeah, we can see it. And, I'm sorry for what you're about to see. And then, fuck, I hate this. This is so bad. He'll grab her, and for the first time in ever, he'll say a prayer. He doesn't have a god or nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Can I like put an actual pause here, like storyteller pause?
Morris, time out.
Do you have the hero points to do this?
Yes, I do. I've been saving them up just in case I had to do something stupid, but this is something stupid.
I'm stupid. Okay, I'm not there to stop you. I just had to pause for a second.
Yeah, I think this is just about your last, 1 to 2.
No, it's my last one. I always make sure I have one just in case I have to pour it out. Because
so you have one to get there.
Do you not have one to get back?
No.
Make a mark here on the ship.
Remember,
so you can use the big one.
Yeah, I can port without a hero point. But to do the thing where I can bring someone with me, I have to use a hero point for it. So, I'm already bleeding out. That's why I wanted to go to the room for.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to just smash the wound and just go, son of a bitch, and just wipe it onto the floor where no one can walk and mess it up or anything like that. I'm going to smash and make a big mark.
Okay.
And if Mez is with me, she see what I actually draw, which is symbols that she can't read, but or maybe she can. Who knows?
To be clear, this is another dramatic wound for you.
I am aware.
You can't use your old one for this. Okay.
No. Yeah.
So that's now 2 dramatic wounds for you.
I am aware. Yeah. This is a very dangerous, stupid thing. And when he does it, he goes, all right. And then when he sees from the window that we have gotten away from the not away. Over the fog? Is that away from the fog? Through the fog?
Through.
Yeah, through. Yeah. He'll just look at her and go, now, I don't know if you are magic or anything, but where shit has been happening, don't do nothing. Close your eyes and take a deep breath and be
To be clear, you're doing
calm.
this on the deck so you can see where you're porting to?
I'm preparing her to run up the stairs,
okay.
And then while we're jumping off the ship, I'm gonna port us there. So that way we're in movement when we port. Okay? It's stupid and dangerous, but I need you to trust me. Okay? I will hold her hand and just start bolting. And I don't know if she can keep up with me, but
I'm seeing Smoke shake her head pretty emphatically.
Okay, so I've put our poor soul out of their misery. I'm gonna come back up on the deck. I'm not sure I could stop them, but if I knew that this was going on, I would be stopping them.
Yeah, because you were down there handing that, I feel like you would walk up in time to see what they are doing. But they're running towards the front of the ship, which means they are running towards Kristoff. So Cass is up in the crow's nest. Kristoff, if you would hear them, because it's two people running full speed, so you wouldn't miss that. What do you do, if anything?
Other than them running towards me, is there any indication of what's going on?
You would have noticed a second bad wound on Juniper. New.
Ported with Juniper.
Masara has that look in her face.
This is what I want to try to do, then.
Right.
I'm going to try to grab Junie and push Mez so she's no longer holding his hand.
Oh, shit.
All right. We don't really have a system for the contested, but the way we are going to handle this is this is going to be a brawn and resolve test from both of you. Whoever gets more raises.
It's the one porting with
I'm going to make this really simple. I, as the player, choose to fail.
All right. Grab you a hero point. And
This is a bad idea.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
I mean, it was a bad idea already, but
Yeah.
okay. Running forward, Kristoff sees this. Tosses. What are you trying to do this while holding both Zweihanders?
You'd have to
I will drop
that.
mine.
You drop yours. What was that?
I mean, he's got the stuff for it. He would have it strapped to his back.
You don't strap those to the back. They're literally too big. Yeah, I will drop mine so I can grab Junie, and I'm just going to kind of use the fact I'm huge and just plant a foot and shoulder check Mez a little bit.
A little
she
bit.
is
Bounce.
tiny.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally the penguin GIF. Just
Oh.
And
Okay.
you both. Meanwhile,
Oh,
still on the ship. We're not going to jump with them yet.
Oh, fuck.
Where were you aiming on their ship to go? Were you trying to get back to where you were before?
I think it's better if
Were
we
you
fight.
shooting?
if
No,
we
you
fight
need
over-
eyes. You need eyes in this case. So
Yeah.
you got to be going for either their deck or up in the rigging.
I think it's better if we aim for somewhere where we're not going to get completely fucked. So where I had angled the stairs, would I know the general direction of at the top of the stairs where to like pinpoint that? I have direction sense, by the way.
You do have direction sense, but this is a fair distance away.
Okay.
And you know about where the stairs below decks are, but you're going to be on the deck around them. This is not going to be subtle.
No, it's not.
Mhm.
I just want to be at the top of the stairs so that way I can at least, because he still doesn't know that Kristoff is with him, so he know that Mez is pretty quick. So he is pinpointing around that area, and wherever we drop, I'm gonna get the fucking somebody up.
All right.
Yeah.
Smoke, you come up and you watch as Mez gets knocked to the side and Junie and Kristoff vanish.
would I have seen or heard any of that
Yeah.
in my
From the crow's nest, you would have heard the scuffle and been like, "What the oh."
Yeah. No. I'll go help Mez up. Like, what were you thinking?
Honestly, I was intending to have Juniper take her and leave the ship.
The two of you. Just the two of you. On a ship full of trained killers. That are all magic users, essentially.
Yeah, well,
All of a
I'm really
sudden-
good at making a distraction.
All of a sudden around you, music starts drifting up from the waters. Hello, sailors, come to us.
Do you have your...
And over the edge of the railings, 10 creatures, humanoid in appearance, 4 2 legs, 2 arms, scaly, long hands, look around at everyone. Sirens!
Oh, so this is what you mean by sirens. And I will spend the hero point to block out their sound. And she's just looking at him like, so they sound pretty enough, but...
Smoke at that point, because they're like crawling up from the railing,
They're
right?
actually leaping like dolphins leaping out of the water up and landing on the deck.
So hopefully they're close enough to the railing. I would love to pull my whip and try and do a swipe around, catch as many of them in the face as I can.
All right. We are in a combat scenario here, so we are going to go into combat with that, and then we'll get to another combat scenario shortly after that. Okay, here we go. You manage. How are you? How are you approaching the fight? You're.
Well, the quickest thing I could do would be to pull the whip and just do a swipe out. Because if nothing else, if any of them fail or whatnot, it could possibly, the shock of it, knock them back into the water.
Okay, so you're not trying to be subtle with it. You're trying to kind of brute force them back. So brawn and weapons, finesse and weapons.
Yeah.
I have to ask.
And then this is a new thing. All right. And as soon as I do the whip, I will also pull my sword out for next action.
Okay.
I have 4.
All right.
4.
4. Cass?
I'm fighting.
She's
Well,
on
what's your approach? You're on the ship. It's been boarded by sirens.
I am not good in a fight. It's gonna take me a whole action just to even get down.
You can throw knives from where you are.
That's what I'm gonna have to do, just because I'm I'm not gonna be of any use.
All right, finesse and aim.
Ugh, fuck.
Okay, so you're all 4, 4, 1. Okay. The sirens are rattling around, and the crew is in a moment of panic as they're just trying to get away and trying to keep the ship on its course in pursuit. Jonathan is at the wheel, barking orders to let the fighters handle it. He's like, "All right, Swordmaster, it's your show." And so first off, what did I say? 10 of them. First off, it's going to be, Salt's already said her approach. You're able to get in and you're able to lash with the whip, and you manage, as they land, they're not expecting it, and you manage to knock them all over, and they fall back into the water. You know they're definitely not dead, but at least they're not an active threat on the boat at that particular moment. Mez, how you've got your 4 raises. You're going to drop 4 of them. Describe how she does that.
The first question is are the rest of the deckhands at call? Or are they all working to do the ship thing?
Right now, none of them are fighting. They're trying to keep the ship on its course.
Got it. Cool. So, let's see. There are 10 of them. She smacked 4 of them.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed my camera was off. Or is. Lagging. I'm lagging. Alright. So, the first thing she's going to do is put herself between Jonathan and anyone coming towards him.
Okay.
And as she's making her way over, it's just a quick little slash stab as she's dancing her way over.
Slash stab, moving around, and for the most part, they're either being knocked over by you or you get a cut and they're like, and it's clear they are confused as you're fighting. They don't typically attack ships, and it looks like as some of them get stabbed, as some of them get cut, they're starting to be like, wait, why are we here? And they start falling back, and another 4 go down. Meanwhile, another a dagger comes down from up on the crow's nest, and the 9th of them takes a dagger in the shoulder, and at Cass, as your steel hits it, it particularly hisses and tears the dagger out, throws it down on the ground, and then dives overboard. Now the 10th, squares off in front of Smoke. And opening its mouth, a beautiful melodic tune starts to envelop you. Let's get from Smoke a resolve. Well, what skill do you think she would use to hold her mind in the moment? Obviously resolve, but any of the skills you want to justify. Muted.
I would say possibly sailing, but also she has, for her advantages, student of legends, Mother Ocean, meaning that she knows the wiles of creatures from the ocean.
Okay.
So that, I believe, would give her some sort of bonus or possibly lower the thing.
Yeah, add 2 dice.
Okay. And it's a new thing? Or is this a defense and it's not a new thing?
This is this is different than a risk. This is you trying to resist. So no, it is a new thing. So add the die for the new thing, and you say. So you're simply trying to resist here, but there's 5 points of risk as it's trying to get into your mind, into your resolve. Calling at you to dive into the sea. Four. You steel yourself. And the stuff in your ears, and you just focus. You know what it's doing. You know what it's about. But that song, as it just permeates in, you find yourself stepping back as you're trying to follow that call to dive into the water, and you just shake your head. This is actually targeted, so it's not coming at.
No, that's okay. So Masara's like, that's a really pretty song, and throws her rapier at the siren.
Well, 1 second.
Yes.
You are.
That's why I was trying to wait.
You bash your hand against the deck.
Mhm.
and it causes yourself a minor wound,
Okay.
but the pain snaps you back into the moment,
Mhm.
and you're able to avoid. And the creature, seeing this and looking around and seeing that all of its compatriots have gone, runs past Smoke and dives over the edge into the water. Over on the blood in the water, Juniper and Kristoff, you appear on the deck, and all around you, you can see sailors doing the work. You can see guns being manned. You can see things getting prepared, and then where'd they come from? And one by one, the sailors turn to look at you. I'm going to say we have 2 full brute squads on the deck, 10 each. At the moment, no sign of Delphine.
Oh shit.
Find Hildy. I'll hold him here.
You're gonna hold off 20 plus people.
Yeah.
Fuck it. All right. He's gonna start heading down the stairs.
All right. Juniper turns and runs down below. All right. So what we have is a situation in which Kristoff is trying to buy you time.
Yeah.
To try to get to Verhilda, I'm going to need how quick you're able to find her. Now, you now know where prisoners are kept.
Yeah.
But she hasn't been aboard crazy long yet at this point, and and might not be in the cages yet. So I'm going to need your... you're trying to steal her. I will call it wits and theft. But no longer the first time for this episode, so...
That is a huge fucking pull for me, though, either way.
Take more dice. Hero point.
So that gives me 3 more dice?
Yep.
That is a super huge fucking pull for me. I do
That's
not...
okay. You'll have to add 15 again.
Fuck you.
Anytime.
15 for a raise.
Fuck. All right, 15. Cool. Okay. Math. Oop, I dropped 1. And because of this stuff, I can re-roll.
Can I
1
argue
die.
on behalf of Kristoff for just a moment?
Mm-hmm.
He is being dummy relentless.
Yeah.
Getting himself in trouble.
Take you a hero point, sir.
I was waiting for you to say something. And I was like, the relentlessness in me means that I have to... One way or another, we are getting this hero point.
For the record, that is Marquis being relentless, not Mez being relentless. So you don't get a relentless. You get him to be
I have
relentless.
a feeling I'm going to need it, though.
And then I have 1 die left over.
All right, how many raises?
3.
Do you want to sell that die?
Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna need the hero point. No, so.
All right. Stuffing, you get it too.
Thank you.
And
You gotta be hot though.
so I now know how long it's going to end. I'm assuming Juniper is not being particularly subtle in this search.
No, he's prepared to knock some heads if anyone gets
Okay.
in his way. So he is doing his best to boxer snake through the hallway.
Okay, so you're not going up against there's no squads that are ready to fight you. So I'm including time you're spending popping heads into your search. You have a certain amount of time, Kristoff, that you need to hold the deck before Junie inevitably gets overwhelmed in the tight quarters down below. But you, sir, have a Zweihander, and you're pretty good at keeping areas clear from overwhelming groups of soldiers. It's
Fucking
to you. The brute squads are rounding around on you. What are you doing?
No dice roll on my part here, but I'm just going to hold the Zweihander, 1 hand off to the side, raise both. The woman that y'all took killed almost as many as y'all sitting right here. Who you think trained her?
Oh shit!
It's Porthos the pirate.
So we're going for intimidation first. Do you want the risk, or are you spending the hero point to start getting rid of brute squads?
I just want to talk shit, actually.
Okay, all right.
I'm really intent on just murdering anybody that tries to get to Junie and
All right.
therefore to Hildy.
They are rushing you. So either we're rolling for combat or you're using your
Combat.
ability. Okay.
Actually, technically, I can do both.
Yeah, you can.
I'm going to. Yeah, I'm going to spend that hero point to take out 10 of them.
All right. So the first 10 person brute squad. Describe Kristoff taking out 10 of Delphine's pirates all at once.
Woo! They're on
Not
the
all at once.
sides.
It's not like it's one super move, but yeah. Give us
They're
the
off on the
combat.
sides. Yeah. Actually, in that case, we'll just say my speech there was the hero point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to focus on one group and let them know there is nothing other than the worst death they can imagine on the deck of this ship.
Mm-hmm.
Their odds are better with El Tiburon.
So all right. So instead of attack, you're just, and they're looking, and just you watch as fear comes over, and they look over, and they know what happens to the ones who go in the water, but they're not that far from shore yet, and maybe they could swim it. And looking around, and between the choice of face this thing or try to get away from him and be caught by the captain below, 10 of them dive over. The other 10, however, and these 10 look a bit stronger. The tattoos are a little bit more weathered, and there's this look in their eyes, and you're like, they do not seem to be scared of anything. So now we get the combat roll, or?
Yep.
All right, brawn and weaponry.
And because I just took a dramatic wound, that's +1 bonus die to all risk.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
I will also spend a danger point, so he has to math to 15 too.
We're still in the same scene, so
Oh,
you've
sorry.
already done that.
Never mind. My bad.
But would you like a hero point for 3 more or not?
I mean, I wouldn't say no.
Okay, have 3 more.
It's gonna be one of us.
Ooh,
I've
that's
been
rough.
stockpiling.
1, 2, 3. Still 4 raises.
4 raises. The 10 of them come up, and this Zweihander is just singing, and 4 of them go down pretty hard, pretty quickly. They come in, it's like they're trying to parry, but they put their sword in the way, but it's still a Zweihander swinging towards them, and they get hit, and they're going down, but there's still 6 of them left, and now they're on you, and you take 6 minor wounds.
Oh, that puts me up to my 2nd dramatic wound.
Mm-hmm. Back on the ship real quick, you all notice all of a sudden the blood in the water is not responding as quickly as it had been. It's starting to slow.
That's when I'll go take the helm again.
Okay.
And get Jonathan moving people and start trimming sails and trying to speed towards that ship.
Okay. Down below, Juniper, you are running from room to room, throwing punches, knocking people back, searching. Not there, not there, not there. Going around, and you see the blankets. You know, okay, so somewhere around here, you're still dashing around. Kristoff, back on the deck. It's now you on 6.
Is there someone actually at the helm?
There is someone on the helm.
How far away is that?
You'd have to get across a bit of the deck, and there's 6 guys with swords in immediate proximity around you.
How likely would I be if I pulled my boot knife, my other boot knife, the one I didn't give to Kara, and tried to kill that person on the helm?
You take wounds, because this is you doing that while people are around you with swords, but if you want to do a finesse and aim to try to hit it with a thrown knife...
I'm probably better off just trying to kill these guys. Okay, yeah, I'm just going to keep doing the one thing I'm good at. All right. I just need to live long enough to go get the helmsman after this, though.
It's still 15 points, right?
Yeah.
Still 15 points.
All right, so I'll give you my last hero point. Come back.
Ooh. I need to check my math here.
15, but remember 10s are automatic?
Yeah.
And you can re-roll 1 if you have a 3 in your weaponry or whatever you're using.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to do that last turn. That is 5 raises.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Kristoff,
With one left over.
You selling it?
I'm gonna sell it. Just remember, you can do mean things, but I can do things back.
So you get this, and they're all down, and the last one left just kind of is dashing and falling back, probably in a position to try to protect the consman when suddenly the door to the captain's quarters bursts open. And out steps Delphine O'Brien.
Good day, love. So you decided to join me on my ship?
If you're expecting witty banter, that's never been my strong suit. Spent decades fighting ghouls, and they don't talk back enough to make that a skill I spent much time developing. But I have gotten pretty good at putting down monsters. Doesn't matter what skin they wear.
All right. Both of you. Delphine, you roll your strength. Kristoff, roll your brawn and weaponry. You are up against the duelist.
Just because I know Twitch chat will ask, is she still topless?
She is now clothed, yes. Well, as closed as Delphine gets.
How far away are we?
You're closing in, but you're still a good distance.
Good enough for, say, a pistol shot at a certain helmsman? Or I can hold it for once we get close enough.
I mean, I am steering.
You are steering. I'm going to say let them get through one round and you'll feel like you are close enough to maybe take a shot.
Look, you couldn't get the helmsman. I got it. Maybe.
It's 4 raises.
I still need a 15.
Yep.
Okay.
Take my last hero point.
Are you sure?
Take my last hero point.
Okay. That's another 5 raises. 2 10s.
Right. So, your options in a duel are pretty limited.
I hit it with my sword.
You can do a wound with an action, and that's basically it.
Or I think I can prevent one wound.
Or you can spend your arrays to prevent one wound.
I am.
Oh,
okay.
I forgot. Roll an additional 2 dice, Delphine.
Oh.
Because he has 2. He has 2 wounds.
Yep.
That gets me another. That'll put me up to 5 raises total.
Okay. Yeah, the duelist breaks the tie there. So what's your first attack?
So I'm going to run in for a feint underneath his big ass sword to try to throw him off balance, and then hopefully the next time stab him with both daggers.
Mm-hmm. And you're able to get in your and Kristoff, ghouls move slower than this, and you're moving and you're trying to cast, and she gets in with. She's got these two daggers in her hands. You were kind of expecting a sword, and as you're kind of reaching up to get in, all of a sudden she's underneath you, and you feel as one of the daggers cuts a line across your ribs. It's not a bad cut, but she definitely got in, and you take 1 minor wound.
Going to spend my raise to reduce one wound.
All right, so as she's moving in, you're able to shift, so you take that on the armor, but you're definitely in and off balance. Delphine, your move. 4 raises.
We're not going to dump everything quite yet, so slash.
All right, so you take, this is going to be your strength rating, which is...
It's weaponry, isn't it?
Weaponry skill.
She has a strength rating as a villain. So your strength rating, I believe, is 7?
8.
8. Plus 1, because of the previous parry. That is 9 minor wounds to Kristoff as she just starts going to town with those daggers.
I will spend my raise to reduce that by 1.
So it's 8. Where does that leave
Leaving
you
me
at?
19 wounds.
Kristoff is just getting cut up. But you're able to kind of get your sword in the way, and you are hurting, and you are hurting bad. Actually, wait,
Can I tell the way he's wielding his sword? Like, obviously he's doing it two-handed because it's a big fucking weapon. Does there seem to be a dominant arm here?
What's Kristoff's dominant arm?
Left arm.
He's a lefty.
Thank you.
It's your round again. He spent his action to somewhat reduce.
We're gonna slash again, but at this point she's aiming to go for the shoulder joint to try and cut the arm off.
So slash isn't an option because it's the same move twice in a row.
At this point, it'd probably be a lunge, just to because this is going to be a major move.
All right, so that's going to be 9 plus, basically 9 plus left. That was 3, so that's 12, which I'm pretty sure puts Kristoff to helpless.
What you got? Come on.
Let's see. I need to double check an ability to see if it's actually enough to keep me going. Yeah, I'm going to spend that hero point. I won't die here.
Okay.
As she does whatever she does, I am just going to smile and look at you. Whatever blood is coming out of my mouth. Your ship's about to crash, bitch. I'm throwing my Zweihander at the helmsman.
All right. Remind me exactly what I'm not going to die here does.
I ignore all dramatic wounds for the rest of the round.
Okay. So you spend what's left of your raises and hurl the Zweihander at the helmsman, and I'm going to allow it. The sword and catches him in the chest, and he just falls back. And as that happens, the red mist just kind of crosses over your eyes.
I can't wait till my daughters catch up with you.
And he passes out down to the ground. Back below decks, Juniper. You are moving around, and you kick open a door.
Yep.
And in that door, in that room, is Verhilda. Is straining. She's actually manacled to the walls, and you can see she was wearing fairly standard Eisen clothing, big, and you can see that the sleeves have been cut off and markings made at various points that you would recognize as vein points.
Fuck. This is bad. That's so bad.
And she's hanging and looking, and she looks like she's taken a beating, but mostly there's a bruise and a shine on the side of the head, and she looks up at you and goes, "Let me out."
You know, you look very angry. I'm fucked up. Let me do that. You walk over and start to unrelease the manacles, because if they're not free, he can't port with them. So
they're not locked.
Okay.
And you're able to get in. And so, yeah, it's not like a key. It's she can't get to them, and so that's enough. And you're able to just undo the manacles. And she's
Okay, so you're going
how'd
to
you get here?
We can talk about that later. I know that so Kristoff left his sword on the deck. We're going to be getting immediately into a fight. I'm going to teleport us back to the ship, and we get shit cracking, huh? Is that good with you?
Here.
Yeah? Okay.
Where? Show me. We're going.
You know what? Not your decision. And he'll grab her and pour it out. Back to the boat.
All right. You
You're about to fight plus 50 fucking people, and you ain't got no what's what look like?
So you grab her and begin to pour. And I'm going to go ahead and say, because she doesn't know what you're doing and does not have experience with courtier magic, she's seen it before, but not up close. You grab her and you activate the mark and you step into the in-between. It's different doing it this way. And you frequently have stepped intentionally into the in-between. And the idea is that first you port into it, and then you port back out to your mark. And so you step out, and she is looking around at the in-between. What is this?
You know, the more questions you ask, the worse it is. It is. Let's go. Go.
And so you lead her on. She's like, but Kristoff, you said Kristoff was back there.
We're going to get him. It's fine. And then I keep leading.
What have you gained? You've exchanged one prisoner for another.
And he'll stop. You have a really good point, don't you?
And she looks back and sees that the portal you used to get here has not closed entirely.
No, I know. Can she keep going without me and like get back to the ship?
You could open the portal. So you are up against time.
I'm very.
You don't have a mark to get you back to the blood in the water. But so you could try to open a portal to send her back to your mark. That will consume your mark.
That is okay with me.
All right.
I'll stop and I'll go, you got a point. And I'll pull us back out, and I'll very fucked up thing. My hand will burst in blood, and I'm going to push her ass through. And I'm going to stay.
All right. This time she sees what you're doing enough to contest. Give me your brawn and athletics.
Oh boy. This is almost a fucking shit show. Okay. Brawn and athletics.
Hey, Kristoff. Would you roll 7 dice for me, please? And tell me your raise count.
So you said brawn and athletics?
Brawn and athletics.
I feel like I want this to go poorly.
I have to reroll that, and then I reroll that because I have 3 in each. And then that is better. Is it still at 15?
No, 15. That you are out of that scene.
All right, good.
For the record, she wouldn't be killing Kristoff because she recognizes one hostage for another. So she's literally going to bind him up and hold a knife to his throat on the auspice that they're going to catch up.
3. 3 raises. All my dice are yours.
On 3, you reach. You reach and grab her, and at the same time, she grabs you and lifts you up. My uncle's there. I'm going to get him.
You
and
better
you're
fucking not. Do not.
And she kisses you.
Oh shit!
So let's go, yes?
He will freeze.
Yes.
Yeah.
You need her.
And she walks you through the portal and goes back onto the ship.
You hear smoke in the back of your head. You need her.
I am aware of that. I'm trying.
There's a one-hander up there. He might not be wielding it, but she could get to it.
Meanwhile, on the Threlian tides, all of a sudden, instead of just slowing down, the blood in the water takes a hard tilt to the side.
Okay.
And you are now catching up quickly. Mez, you are now in range to take a shot, and as you are starting to line up the shot, you watch as this Vihander flies through the air and...
How did it stick? Did it actually, like, stick him to the helm?
No. It didn't like it would be cool if it like pinned him like to the back.
Yeah,
It's just a very awful slash. Spy hunters are almost more bludgeoning weapons than anything else. Like, yeah, they're sharp, but that's not the point.
Can Mez follow where it came from?
Yeah, you have an idea.
Cool. Swings the pistol.
Mm-hmm.
And what does she see? Does she happen to see?
No, because that's up on the that's on the rear castle.
She just sees
on the deck. It's not there yet, but the ship is getting closer, and
Cass, keep an eye on that. Tell me if it keeps turning.
Do I see it from my vantage point?
oh yeah, from your vantage point, you totally see Kristoff get worked. Oh yeah. Cass, you see all of that. You saw the whole fight. And you watch him go down.
When he goes down, you hear Cass scream his name. And I'm not going to scream it because I have a sleeping husband in the studio apartment. But you hear Cass scream his name.
I want to sail the ship so that we can basically, as we start pulling up, then go with it for a potential boarding. And prepare Jonathan to take over the helm at that point so that I can get up into the rigging to swing onto the other ship and get Mez ready to go jump on the ship if needed.
Okay. All right. So you're getting all this ready, and so far you're moving forward. You're doing everything. This isn't precisely a risk. They are currently adrift. They don't seem to have anyone on and they don't have a broadside to give you. So this is just you getting all your orders, getting everyone prepared. Jonathan understands the plan. And he's like, "Ma'am, we don't have the crew. It's get them and get off, and do something to disable them if you can."
They're already disabled. We get off, we go.
All right. It's a rescue mission, everyone. Rescue.
That's right. We're not staying and fighting extra. Mez, you'll get the chance to stab, but we're not staying and fighting them to the death.
Right.
We get everyone back.
All right. Ship is moving forward. Mez, dude.
As soon as I see that he is downed, I will use the point to activate that.
Mez reaches up and grabs the essence of Heather that hangs at her side, and suddenly everything seems to freeze.
Oh shit.
Mez, you're just watching as around you, everything's fine. Alas, I wondered when you'd give me a call. What do you need?
Save him. Please.
Unfortunately, I'm currently under certain rules, but I do know someone. You sure you want to go deeper into debt? You've been warned against such things.
I don't care anything for him. It was supposed to be me.
You got to be taking better care, sweetheart. There's plenty would make a deal for your blood. But Inishmore needs it. You'll be hearing from me. And you'll be hearing from her very soon. Everything catches up. And suddenly, Delphine, you are on the deck of your ship and you're just stepping forward, standing over the cut-up body of Kristoff Helmholtz. This is just like smoke. Get in the way, get hurt, again. How many of these idiots are going to waste your time like this? And then suddenly, the cargo hatch that leads down below bursts open. And up runs Verhilda, bruised, but not particularly worse for wear, and a somewhat concussed-looking Juniper, being more or less dragged behind her. And she looks and goes, "Get away from my uncle."
She drops to her knees and basically with the dagger out at his throat. Not one more move, love. There's one thing I want.
You know you'll never get it if he dies.
Well, no. He's not dead yet. But she's almost here. He'll last a little longer.
She's looking around. Where's his sword?
And my helmsman over there. It's a good aim.
Suddenly, the moment is just super tense, and everyone is staring. And the Cerulean Tides is a fast ship. You've always known that. But suddenly, there's this sense, Smoke, all of your tattoos start itching at once. Even your sense of Delphine starts to go away, and a wind that isn't there fills your sails. As if they're being pushed by, have to say it, a squall. Your sails fill, and suddenly it takes a leap forward. Everyone on cast, you have trouble holding on at the sudden burst of speed as suddenly the ship dashes forward, coming up, and suddenly pulls in alongside, and you are there. And Jonathan looks up at you and is like, "Ma'am, our cannons are ready, but you have to guess so are theirs."
Right.
And you all, following the plan, everyone who's going
Jump.
is able to jump across.
Can I? So I have a specific thing I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I want to also do the swinging across, but I want to aim for the sail directly. Dagger. Rip it down.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
So you're able to go across. This is a risk. You've heard of this done. You've heard about it in stories. You've never had a chance to do it yourself.
All I can think of
but
is
you're
that's a
gonna-
good way to
this
slow
will
it
be-
down.
This will be finesse and weaponry.
Yeah.
I just have a crazy idea, but I don't know if it's gonna work.
You're half concussed.
I'm all right.
I think he was actually concussed.
I'm gonna re-roll one.
I just went and looked what she looked like. Oh my god.
For successes, this is a long way down. So you do turn your ankle a little bit, take one minor wound, but otherwise it looks awesome, and you're able to get and slashed out, and you will have slowed the Blood in the Water's ability to maneuver as everyone hops aboard. And you all see there's Delphine, a knife, Kristoff's sword.
So all of us swung over, or that was just her right there?
Everyone who wanted to get over, she did it in a way that was risky. You both, I imagine, like you're literally right alongside. It's not.
Okay, so whip out with that swing because my Mantovani thingy allows me to disarm someone.
All right.
And that's immediately what I'm going to do.
Okay. So using just real quick to see who gets to make their combat move first, go ahead and give me your finesse plus weaponry. And I'm going to say you are distracted, Delphine. So give me your strength -2. We're not in the duel yet. This is just the two of them on one move.
It's only 2.
I got 4. I got 2 10s.
The whip lashes out, and you're able to knock the dagger. Well, one of them, but the one that he had at his neck away. At that moment, Verhilda dives forward, grabs a sword just off one of the many corpses that's now on the deck, pulls it up, and grabs him and just pulls Kristoff and Delphine. You're able to pull away. And Delphine, in this moment, you're pretty sure your crew could overwhelm them given time and numbers and your own ability to fight, but you might be left with a derelict ship. But you still have your cannons, and they are full-on broadside with you.
Cannon's eye.
You give the order to fire? And and Jonathan, ma'am, and the guns ring out. Now, give me your influence roll. Whatever influence you have left.
The moment those cannons ring, Cass becomes paralyzed and is now essentially useless.
Oh, the poor bee.
Nothing.
No,
It's
all right.
just down to 1 die still, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you call for the cannons. As yet, nothing is happening. The crew is taking a moment to get recombobulated below decks. It's not like cannons are rapid fire anyway. You just lose a little bit of the drama in the moment, and you all know your time is very limited.
But she will basically jump back from the others, pick up some other random knife, and just basically just stare.
I'm guessing Delphine also has
Yeah.
knives for days, and so very
That's
quickly
true.
is able to get rearmed. Verhilda at this point is pulling Kristoff up into her arms. Where's the ship?
That way.
And just runs in that direction.
He needs his sword. Somebody's got to get that Zweihander.
I'll be bringing it.
All right, so what I'm going to do, just because we are going a bit long here, everyone, give me your approach. So it's time to get back. You're trying to get off. You're trying to get out. You've managed to do some damage. Their crew is significantly reduced. But now you're trying to get out without taking wounds. Verhilda has literally her hands full with Kristoff. She's not able to help in any other way other than getting him off the ship. So what are you doing in order to see to it that everyone can get off before the cannons turn the cerulean tides into splinters?
Mez, get off the ship.
Oh, I intend to be getting off. And Mez uses her sword to literally slash across as many of the rigging ropes as she can.
All right. Cool.
I'm
And then
Give me your finesse and weaponry to give me an idea how much damage you're causing on your way out.
if Delphine is trying to put up any kind of fight, I'm just basically holding off defending to get them off the ship before I turn and jump.
So
I can use my whip and fly. And
so Delphine and Smoke crash into each other, and Smoke, you are fighting for all you were worth. And you get the impression she's holding back, keeping you busy, but holding back. Delphine, as the swords and slash and everything goes around, there's one moment where you are able to get up close to her. You're able to back up, and your hands, knives in, holding her hands and whip up over her head, pinned against, and you just have a moment with the two of you nose to nose. And you say,
This won't be the last time you're seeing me, love. You can run, but you can't hide. Home will always find you.
oh, I'm done hiding, love. I'll see you
Okay.
next time. At that
Juniper.
point, I want to headbutter.
very nice.
Yeah,
Juniper, what are you doing?
Me?
Yeah.
He's gonna turn and look at all those people about to stab and or shoot him. He just stretch once.
All right. So Junie's just running?
Oh, he's gonna pop two people to get them out of his way, and then
Also worth remembering, no one has grabbed the Zweihander yet.
Oh, if I see no one has grabbed it, then I'll go for it, and
Okay.
I'll lift it and dip.
All right, so let's see your finesse, and let's call it athletics.
Okay.
And that was 3.
Okay.
That's good.
3 ropes
That is
snap as you slide through them with your rapier.
That poor ship.
And then I have 3. I rolled 2 10s. It's fucking cool. And
Sweet.
1 die left over.
You're able to dash. There's the one guy who was up there trying to protect the helmsman, looking at how badly he did that job, and you're able to just go by and wham, and down he goes. You get a hold of the Zweihander, and you turn around, and the crew is starting to come up now, and one kind of looks out, and you give a look, and you just charge at him, and he sees the Zweihander and wants no part of it, and just dives out of the way, allowing you to leap from rear castle to rear castle. It's a bit of a jump, a bit of a fall, but you land and kind of turn your ankle a little bit, but you're fine. No additional wounds. You are now on the ship. Cass,
I heard them say cannons.
you heard them say
Yeah.
cannons, but nothing has fired yet. You
Okay.
are terrified.
I'm fleeing.
Okay. Cass runs and is able to get aboard. And the moment Cass sees that, Jonathan says, all aboard, we're going, go. And Mez, you feel what feels almost like little kisses up the back of your neck, and a small voice, like a small child. Watch this. Different, not the O'Bannon. Winds. Invisible, but pick up again. They turn the blood and the water away, and the cannons go off, but fire uselessly into the distance. And you are propelled forward, almost impossibly fast. You're fun. What's your name?
Masara.
Look forward to playing with you again soon.
I'll see you about. And
the ship goes off. You watch Blood in the Water is unable to turn for immediate chase. And the battered first mate steps up. Pretty ugly wound across his chest. But kind of staggers forward next to Delphine. You let her go.
She'll be back. Or at the very least, she'll want what I come back with. Set sail for the Isles. There's someone in Avalon we need to see.
And he limps away. Sails. Meanwhile, you've never seen, this is the second time today, and you keep expecting the red smoke. You keep expecting danger, but not only is the ship accelerated, it's handling it. You put a hand down on a railing, and again, that twitchy energy from before almost pulses in your hand until suddenly the wind falls out. And you're now traveling at a reasonable speed, quite fast for the Cerulean tides, heading due north towards the Hopus Strait.
I'm gonna look around, count.
Everyone's there, though a very bloody Kristoff.
Masara is already at Kristoff's side. Just,
We're
I don't know what I'm doing, but
You also have combat medicine, right? You've had to treat many of your crew. Where Hilda?
Where Hilda looks up and nods. I need clean bandages, whatever you have, and
His room. The surgery down there. He has everything packed.
And one of the cabin boys is already coming up with it, and she gets started working. She's like, I've always had other people to do this. But she's working and covering the wounds. And Kristoff, everything hurts. But you start coming to again. Your eyes open. You see where Hilda, your little niece, waking you up. This was your one day to sleep in, but she's waking you up. She always wants to play when you're going to have time. Uncle Kristoff. Uncle Kristoff.
Haven't you ever tried sleeping in?
It's boring. We should go play.
Boring is safe. Just... you're not going to let it be, are you?
Can we play tag? Can we go outside and play tag?
How about hide and seek? That one's a lot less running.
Okay.
All right, I'll be along.
And she just keeps tugging on you, as slowly getting you out of bed, bringing you the things you've always needed for this, and you are able to stand up, and you move forward, and you open the door to go outside and play, and you see Olive Eisen on fire. Smoke billowing everywhere. And she turns and looks and says, okay, come find me, and dashes off into the flames. And your eyes open on the deck.
You hear Smoke talking to Where Hilda. Don't worry. Do it as best you can. When he comes to, he'll tell you everything you did wrong and fix it himself. You just need to get him stabilized.
he's waking.
Uncle. You hear me? Yeah?
Yeah. Smoke,
Yeah,
I don't like your ex.
there's a reason why she's an ex. Now you see why.
Mez, I think you might be right.
You are not the one who was supposed to be going.
Anybody with sense would have.
Whoever said either one of us ever had sense.
Yeah.
I don't. This is why I don't carry weapons. And he'll sit the Zwyander next to him. By the way, I have lost 90% of my blood. So I'm just like dripping blood and go, "You're an idiot."
Truly.
And with that, we are going to bring this episode to a close. We are our very first full villain episode. Thank you so much to Nick Shadow for joining us for this session. Oh my goodness, they're still on their way.
I hate you so much, Nick. Good job.
So the closest we've had our first unconscious.
And you're not the one I'm supposed to be killing, so.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much to the Squirrels of Darkness for hosting us. Thank you so much for our producer, Del, for everything that you do for us. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you all later, and scene.